Good afternoon. I am Joe Hunk. The SEC spring meetings are going on as we speak. And one item that's on the docket that's going to be of interest involves the transfer portal. This time it's going to deal with transferring between teams inside the SEC conference. Currently, if you want to transfer from an SEC school to another, you have to do so before February 1st. But the league is considering actually moving that deadline back to May 1st, which is the exact same as the NCAA. College basketball is going on. You do have the way too early top 25s, and those are out. There are 5 SEC schools in that, including Tennessee, which comes in at number 13. And when it comes to college baseball, the field of 64 is set. Knoxville is going to be a regional destination as Tennessee and Alabama State are going to get going on June 3rd at 5 p.m. Now, when it comes to Vandy, they got to go to the West Coast. They are going to Corvallis as Oregon State is going to be the host city there. And they play their first game at 3 p.m. and it will be on ESPNU. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Hello, fine people of Nashville, Tennessee. This is 3HL 104.5 The Zone. Is that a good way to intro the show?
No.
What up, Nashville? 3HL's on the air, 104.5 The Zone. There she is, the queen of sports talk radio.
That's Buck. That's Buck.
That is not Buck.
Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
Whoa. How was your weekend?
That's what I was going to say. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Hope you had a great one. My favorite quote, we are the land of the free because of the brave.
Truth.
Unknown. And I wrote that on Twitter. People kept firing people at me that have said that. And I'm like, I know lots of people said it. But the original quote is officially labeled unknown. Somebody said Marilyn Monroe to me. And I'm like, Marilyn Monroe? All right.
So you should have just put nothing there? Just the quote?
No, I don't know. I just did what you're supposed to do there. But anyway, you look tan.
Well, thanks.
I mean, you've got the black shirt on. That kind of sets it off a little bit.
Yeah, I hung out outside. It was a gorgeous weekend.
It's Rod Slay in the room. What up, Slay?
What's happening? Best believe I'm in the building. Better be ready. What happened? Car ain't got no rules. Time for the show.
Babsy, as you call her, had no roof, apparently. She hung out outside this weekend.
Oh,
No roof.
I saw it. She did not have a roof. I promise you that.
I ran into Hunk
Did you?
and Mrs. Hunk on Saturday at the Kenny
Where?
Chesney concert.
Oh.
Yeah.
At the end of the Kenny Chesney concert.
Oh. Was official report here. Did it, the Blame Bishop breaking news sounder. Was Don Davenport completely 100% sober at that point?
Oh, 100% nowhere close.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm glad you put the word 100% because I can say definitively nowhere close to 100% sober.
Nor should anyone be at the Kenny Chesney show. I doubt
wish
Kenny
you.
Chesney was 100%
Well,
sober.
and plus, here's the other thing.
Right?
And if I mean, parents, people with responsibility out there, they understand that sometimes you haven't been able to kind of let loose in a long time. And so when you have the ability with a wonderful, very trusted babysitter taking care of a child overnight, then you feel like you can.
It's an aggressive play by the Harders there.
Yes,
I mean,
you
the
can have
Babses.
a little
Whoever they are.
the Babsies.
The Davenports, I don't know.
Yeah, you feel like you can let loose a little bit. You don't worry as
Ain't nothing
much,
like that,
right?
Babs. Yes, ain't nothing like
Slim
that in the
knows.
world. You better believe I know.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm with or without a babysitter. I'm letting loose. You know, my roof, I'm looking for my roof.
Well, if you set the expectation level early with your kids, then they just understand
They know.
what goes on.
Yeah, see?
Well,
they
2
know.
is a little early.
I mean, hey, you got to start somewhere, Babs. You know?
Did you have a good weekend, Ronald Sylvester
You
Slay?
know what, man? I did have a good weekend. What did I do this weekend? weekend, man. I know the Vols won. Grant Williams going to the finals. Hey, man, I grilled a tomahawk.
A what?
Tomahawk steak.
Isn't that's like a
That's
fancy
a big
steak.
old. I know it's big. Goodness gracious, man.
How much did that thing cost?
I don't know.
I would be nervous as
Chris ain't gotta
crap
tell me.
to try to cook that.
Right, because
No.
what if you screwed up?
Yes.
Yeah, so just when you come to a guy like me, I'm gonna take care of it. Ain't no screwing it up.
Hey, we need
How
Kyle
many
Phillips to bring
people-
those ribs, man.
That's right. He was so confident
Man,
in
every
his
bit of it,
rib
wasn't it?
skilling.
Yeah. Yep.
We had him on last week. Check the podcast. He's a
Yeah.
If you
master
missed
grill.
it.
He makes his own dry rub, this guy.
Oh, it's got to be good. If you get that deep in it, it's got to be good. Another thing too, man. The Boom Boom Room I released Dante Jones, Nashville legend, man. Was on the Boom Boom Room, so that came out on Sunday.
I
as
cannot
well.
wait to check that out.
Yeah, real good story.
How
That
many people
journey.
did your tomahawk feed?
It could have fed 3. It fed 1.
It only fed you.
That is correct, Babsy. What I've shared. That's
So
the main
Chris
question.
and
Yeah, I just
and
stayed.
Lil Ron just left out.
Y'all do your own thing.
Oh my!
Matter of fact, they were at Soundwaves.
Aren't tomahawks big?
Huge.
And you ate the whole damn.
And a baked potato. Skin on the baked potato and everything, because I rubbed
Well, I
that
mean-
thing down with butter.
If you're gonna eat a steak, might as well get your carbs in too.
Come on, man.
I
You feel me?
guess.
I ain't
Yeah, I
got to
mean,
play around. You know
This is
what I mean?
America, Jack.
That's what I was trying to tell them, man. And then we going right. What people got to know is, see, Memorial Day, what that sets up for you, that sets up for you to know that, man, it's time to start grilling. You know what I mean?
That's true.
You know, so, Babsy, Friday, we got 2 lists we got to come up with. One list is the fried lines that you probably could have used this weekend, but we're going to come up with it because you'll be
This
in
happened on Friday. We
Yeah.
literally, I mean, there
Oh,
was
yeah, I wasn't
a heck
there.
of a show.
there was nothing to talk
It was a
about.
heck of a show.
We did come up with a lot of sports things, though, and we came up with a quick topic that we didn't even discuss before the show. It
So
just
did.
kind of organically happened. But what is the most obnoxious fan base? Babs, there was a whole lot of Ohio State
Whole
in
lot.
there.
It's a
Whole lot.
very subtle,
Whole lot.
obnoxious base.
The people
right?
moving down were real quick to jump on Ohio State.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. So you had that going on. You had the fried lines, which are
Interesting.
fried guidelines to how you're supposed to operate yourself.
Yeah, number 1, for instance, don't drink and drive,
Yep,
obviously.
that's number 1.
Number 2 is put the phone away.
Put the phone away. Do not text. Do not call people like while you're fried.
It's
'cause
2:09 in the morning. Put the phone down.
what you doing with the
Well,
phone.
I mean, don't press send.
That-
It is. It's who gave that?
Hey,
Herm. Herm Edwards gave that
Herm.
speech.
So that's a
Yes.
that's a fried. That
Don't
goes
press
under the
send.
fried line.
I thought
So
you
we're
said
coming up
perm.
under the 10 laws of
Big perm.
getting
No.
fried.
Big worm.
That's one.
Okay, seriously, this is what I missed on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Wow.
fascinating. We were changing lives here, as we've been doing on 3HL for years. I mean, it just happened. We were at the lake.
We was at the lake. People sang
Oh,
Rocky
it's
Top.
beautiful out there, huh? Were there a lot of people out there?
Yeah, it was a lot. It
Yes,
was a whole
and
lot.
the
Packed.
reason why the fried guideline, which we changed to fried lines, happened was there were 3 girls that walked. There were 2 girls that
Two
walked
girls.
by. They were holding each other up.
Oh,
So they were swaying right to left, but like as the one swayed to the left, the other swayed to the right. So it just kind of worked.
They balanced each other out, you know? So, yeah,
Yep.
you always got to have a fry buddy. Keep your fry buddy with you, you know? So that,
see, my best
gonna go through
friend,
it.
old roommate, for 3 years she lived with me, was in town this weekend, so I had a buddy.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
You got
Passing
to have it.
the fried line.
There you go. Yeah, Babsy.
Poor
Yeah.
Big Trav, man.
Oh, that's part of it, man. So, listen.
Well, you hear how she laughed?
yeah, that was it. That was it.
She's like,
you
"You're
gotta
dead
deal
right,
with
man."
it. You got to deal with it.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you had a great weekend, and obviously, we thought a lot about, and I know you guys did too, about the people that gave their life
Without
for this
question.
country, and that give us the ability to, for example, say whatever the hell we want.
Yes, correct.
So we do that every day. Coming up today, Allan Bell from Sportsline.com in studio at Allan Bell 247, and Peter Burns with the SEC Network is in Destin for the SEC spring meetings. Obviously, he was all over the SEC baseball tournament, but taking in the SEC spring meetings as well. So we'll talk with him. Allan Bell had some unbelievable stats about Tennessee's baseball team.
Yes, he did.
Check this out. So Tennessee wins the SEC baseball tournament. They take down Florida in the championship game 8-5. First SEC tournament title for fall baseball since 1995. Tennessee never trailed in the tournament, outscored their opponents 35-10. The Vols are the first team in SEC history to win the SEC basketball and baseball tournaments in the same year. Tennessee was picked to finish 4th in the league before the season began by the experts. Behind Vanderbilt, Florida, and Georgia. Tennessee against those teams was 10-1 this year. No votes to win the SEC. No preseason All-SEC first-team players. And now I get to the stats. This is unreal. Like, it stopped me in my tracks. Tennessee is 53-7 this season. Out of all 60 games, there was one game where they did not hold a lead. One.
That's crazy.
Out of 60.
That's crazy.
And here's the other one. This is one of the most amazing stats I've ever seen in sport.
Talk to us.
Hunk, did you see this stat? You're a baseball guy. You play college baseball. The Vols have hit more home runs this season than they have given up earned runs.
Which is absolutely amazing.
That's mind-boggling. More homers than earned runs allowed.
That just, because everybody talks about the offense, that just shows about how good their pitching staff has been throughout. And that's more than Ben Joyce, because Ben Joyce, the one that gets, he wasn't even the player of the year. Between the 3 pitchers that have been showcased for that baseball team, you can see how, and the reason why the pitching staff is so good.
Yeah. They listen, I tell y'all all the time, I don't know a lot about baseball, but man, I sure am love learning, man. I'm loving to learn right now. I am having a ball, man.
Hey, you do know swagger. And this team has swagger.
Man, every bit of it. And let me tell you this, man. I'm noticing good baseball because LSU, Vanderbilt, what was it? LSU and Kentucky that played, and then Vanderbilt and who did Vanderbilt put out? LSU? When Tennessee played them, Tennessee had to play them.
Vanderbilt got put out by Kentucky.
They got put out by Kentucky, but they played somebody else before.
You're talking about the first game of the weekend, which was, it was at LSU, I believe.
So I say all that to say, man, I'm watching baseball. Like, you would have asked me this last year this time, I ain't watching no baseball. So, but and it's not just watching Tennessee. I'm watching all of the teams to see how they
I think it's fun.
Pair up. Man, I'm having a ball with it. You hear me?
It's fun.
I'm up all night.
Albert Breer, Monday morning quarterback. He had some things that we talked about last week in his Monday morning quarterback post, and now he's talking with other teams about Traylon, the first-round draft pick. And we'll talk about that next when we come back. Just from team to team, what teams were saying about him before the draft, that he was out of shape, and that's why he ran the 4.55, and that Blaine's been saying for a long time, 4.55, I don't care. Put the tape in. He's running past SEC defenders.
Right.
Please.
615-737-1045, always the number. 3HL underway on 104.5 The Zone.
Woo! Let's talk NBA, because the NBA Finals are here, and so is your chance to score big on FanDuel Sportsbook. Throughout the NBA Finals, FanDuel giving new customers $200 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Bet the money line, bet point spreads, bet player props, and so much more. Doesn't matter. Also, you can actually combine your bets for an even bigger payday with a same game parlay. You can do a certain game one winner and maybe pick who's going to hit the most threes, build your same game parlay that way, and boom, FanDuel Sportsbook lets you win big. Sign up with promo code DAWN, DAWN. If you haven't tried FanDuel, now's a great time to give it a shot, because the only thing sweeter than watching the finals is cashing in on all the action. Join today. Promo code DAWN, DAWN. Turn a $5 bet into $200 in free bets. Win or lose. Make every game feel like Game 7 with FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. You do have to be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. Full term. Sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Hit us up on Twitter at 3HL 1045. I think I just got followed by Albert Hainsworth, but I'm not sure it's like really him. It may be a fake Big Al.
That's my guy. Big Al, is that you? Are you out here following people? You just jumped on Twitter, big dog? You better be following me if you did.
What years were when was he at Tennessee?
2000.
Right with you, right? Him
Yeah.
and Big John.
He came in 2000. You have to be 2002.
Okay, so it was around the same time.
Yeah, without question.
God,
His
that
profile.
contract year
time.
of his with the Titans was unreal.
I said this last week. It's the greatest defensive tackle season in the history of the league.
Yep.
A lot of people say that too. Blaine was speaking on that too.
It was amazing. Like, even people that, like, casual fans watch the ball, right? Like, most people watch the ball. Hell, I watch the ball. But if you want to really know what's going on in a football game, watch what's going on in the trenches. But Big Al was so dominant. I mean, he was throwing people around, man. It was crazy. Grown men. The best at their position in the world.
Right.
And he's just throwing people around. And he's back at the quarterback, like, I mean, and they were trying to block him with like two dudes and a running back at all times.
What that mean? That's what he's saying.
Gosh. He was just taking out the trash.
Hey, you just making me mad. Putting two people on me for what? Move, little guy.
Boy, at Tennessee, whenever he played South Carolina, look out.
Yeah, it was a problem. It was a problem.
Did you have a team like that, Slay, when you played ball, like either at Tennessee
Where it was personal.
Where it just, and also every time you just played ridiculous, out of your mind good.
Yep, Georgia and Vanda.
There you go.
Georgia and Vanda. I could not
I think
have a bad game
Vanderbilt
against Vanda.
fans have said that actually before. Like, man, Slay just played stupid good against us.
Coming off the bench, it didn't even matter. Coming off the bench, and warm-ups. Warm-ups was a show. Georgia, too. It was something about feeling comfortable.
Memorial Gym. You and Memorial Gym.
I loved it. That was a beautiful place. It still is a beautiful place. I had a ball in it.
But you had some battles off-season in that place with a
and
bunch
that's
of
what it
area
was.
guys.
That's what it was.
Freegee involved in that stuff?
Oh, yeah. Freezy, Dan. I caught Dan Lang. Boy, I'll tell you, one person that that's not talked about a lot is Dan Lange, boy. Boy, you talking about a handful. 6'10", stretching out, shooting
Stretched
it.
out,
Oh,
yep.
my gosh, man. That dude
he was
running out
early in that stretch
screens.
4.
Man, he was. But I had Isaiah Victor, though, so Isaiah Victor could lock wham down. I come get him.
We see Freegee every once in a while, and
That's my man.
His kids and my kids are friends. But anyway, that dude could stroke it.
Oh, without question. Without question. I was. You know what? I was envious of Freege because he got to step out and shoot it like that. Like, I always wanted to do that. Like, mine would always come from the top of the key. Freege used to be able to shoot threes all over the place.
You would do that trail thing.
Yeah.
And then
that was mine.
Yeah.
Freege was running off screens and stuff, man. I was kind of Freege, I ain't never told you. I was envious of you, Freege. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, I wanted that type of freedom, man. But yeah. Worked out.
I thought you had a lot of freedom.
I did, but it was in that area.
But you're saying they weren't running plays to get you threes.
Freege had that all the time, though, like from sophomore year on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like they stepped him in for Lane. I was like, come on, man. What
He's
about me?
so tall, that guy.
You had boom, boom, room freedom, but that's it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We had all over the court freedom. I just didn't want to be going into other people's areas.
Get your mic, just ask a question. Ask Slay who the toughest Florida player that he played against.
Udonis
Haslam.
Udonis Haslam.
Who played for 85 years in the NBA.
Yeah, but people forget, man, that time Udonis was running around about 270, 280. You know what I mean? And moving. Like, I'll never forget that man caught it on the break and dunked and swung on the rim and kicked the ball in the stands. I'm like, dude, how's this big old dude moving like this? Like, this is different.
Did you really, like, stand there, scrunch your eyes up? Like, what did I just see?
No, and then I had to because he was swinging, and then he was swinging back, and I had to get down and duck. Like, he would have clubbed me. So, yeah, man, that was – but people forget, man, they see him with the Miami Heat and him just being like a rebound and a spot of a shot maker and to play defense. That man could score.
He was a great college basketball player.
Really good. Yep, great team.
So I followed Albert Hainsworth just in case it is him. I don't want to be thrown around like a rag doll.
I'm going to text him.
Text him, find out if that's him. If not, it's somebody going.
I might not even got Al number. I might not be a real friend.
He's not a rep.
I hope he was. Nope. He ain't no rep.
Gary on Twitter, look at Mr. @RonSlade35 getting his baseball learn on. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
We don't talk a lot about baseball, but it is my favorite sport. I promise.
Can I say something? Dude, the more I'm this right here is key. The more I'm watching baseball, man, do y'all know how many people come off that bump and go in the dirt? Do y'all know how many people, pros, college athletes, go in the dirt?
Well,
Okay, but they're
this is
throwing it a
amazing
lot
to-
faster
wait.
than you did.
You know, a lot of that is done
lot
intentionally,
harder.
right? Like they're trying to get you to swing at crap.
Me too. It all makes sense to me now. It
all makes sense to me now.
I knew it was something I was trying to do. Got it.
Yeah.
Sometime I'm ahead of the game, man.
You stepped on the third baseline. That was the first problem.
Hey, no, but seriously though, that's wild to me. Like, and I wonder why nobody's ever said that. Like, man, I know they trying to throw it really hard and stuff like that, but like, dang, dude, you do this all the time. I guess it's kind of like basketball guys hitting off the side of the backboard that shoot all the time. A guy get up at the free throw line
Russell
and
Westbrook?
airball. Yeah.
Unfortunately. That was an easy joke.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, dude, since you threw that pitch, like, I can't even tell you how many people have come up to me talking about that first pitch.
Really?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you're welcome, guys. I'm glad to bring everybody joy.
You gave the whole town content.
That's you got there.
Telling you, it's because of you that we stopped talking about Tannehill.
Taking a run with it, people.
Yeah, RT should throw
Embrace
you a
it.
party, man. Next time he has Italian
It's so
food
right.
dinner.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Kyle
Maybe
Phillips.
get you a tomahawk.
So we finally asked, like, what did Ryan Tannehill serve on this rookie dinner thing? And he said Italian food, which I thought was a strange play, don't you?
Yes. I mean,
He had it catered.
yeah. And you can't miss with Italian.
Yeah.
Everybody
Everybody
eats
likes
pasta.
everybody. Well, not everybody eats pasta, but you
Spaghetti.
can always find something.
Steak.
Not everybody eats steak.
And you can have chicken breast for those
You
people.
definitely have chicken. But yeah.
Pasta was weird to me
Alfredo.
for a summer thing.
Pasta
it
was
seems
weird to
safe.
me for a bunch of athletes.
Well,
That's what
they
you
eat
eat pregame.
that is pregame.
That's a pregame
It's
meal.
carb it up
I know,
before
but
the
it's
game.
off season. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I'm always off season.
well,
We're going to get to
Yes.
Feed me.
it's a different sport.
that. Traylon Burks, everybody says, now everybody's saying, oh, well, on our draft guide, he was out of shape and all this stuff. Okay, that's easy to say now.
And you know what?
Not that I'm saying
Is
it's not
it
true.
anonymous
I don't
again?
know. Yeah, I don't think so. I have to go and I'll pull that up in a second. Real quick, Tara said, I saw Top Gun Maverick over the weekend. Go see it. It was awesome.
I have heard nothing but amazing things about
I'm
this.
with you.
Yes.
Great things. And I wanted to go, but
I thought you were going to go.
I was, man. But every time I'm trying to get online to get the tickets for the 4D, which is like a roller coaster, watching it kind of like being in Universal Studios, all the middle seats are sold out. So I want to sit on the side and watch it. I want to sit in the middle.
Well, you have to go earlier,
I'll try to do it tomorrow.
right? Isn't
Yeah,
that
I
what you
think
have
it's
to
12
do?
a.m. showing.
Yeah.
Or 12 p.m. showing.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, go to one of those.
But it's like, will I make it in time for prep?
No.
He has to
Oh, hold
work
on.
tomorrow, hunk. What are you doing?
He has to work with Babs tomorrow. Okay,
Oh, yeah, I'm off. I forgot.
Let's stay away from
Brenda's
Top
off.
Gun.
So
Maybe I'll go see it.
hold on.
I'll tell you how it is. Like, hey, I'll text you some of the lines from the movie.
You can go on Thursday, Slade.
Okay, should be cool that day. Hey, but I've heard nothing but great things from it too, man. That was perfect timing. Oh, I got an announcement.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no, this dead serious. Like,
Dead to you.
yeah, like I ain't even playing around with this. Now listen
All
to me,
right.
people. This is for all. I mean, small, big, little, tall, wide, slim, whatever. And women, listen too. This ain't just for the men I'm talking to. Women, most important. Matter of fact, every species out there, listen. It's a day coming up that I feel right now they sweeping it under the rug. Like they may start talking about the baseball pitch again and try to let that overshadow. Somebody might get me out there to throw a pitch where I can sabotage. This special date is coming up, and I can't do it. I can't let this be overlooked.
Are you talking about the day you were supposed to run the 40 on my birthday, which was April 2nd?
See, that's the problem. That right there, that's the overshadow.
Shots
That's what they trying to do.
That's
and
what
I'm not
we're
gonna
trying to
let them. Nope, I'm gonna keep you right here on task. Special day, Babsy, for everyone. All of your female friends should know about this. Everybody involved should know about this. This day is a day that everything should stop. I mean, everybody stop. And that is June 19th. And I'm going to tell you every single day leading up to this day exactly what's going on this day. Because if you don't acknowledge them,
it is. It's
It
Juneteenth.
so is.
It is. And
Now,
it's the same day as the
I
day
got a
you're
problem.
talking about right
I got
now.
a problem. Now I really got a problem. I really got a problem. So what needs to happen, man, you done hurt me with that one.
I noticed that the other day.
Because see, here go the problem with that. They keep on trying to blend our days in with stuff. They're just trying to blend us. Now, Mother's Day was all about it. All I heard was a moment's peace. It was just so moment's peace. Everybody needed peace. But now that Father's Day is coming around on June the 9th, now they done merged us with Juneteenth. Hey, man, listen here.
I had to look it up.
I'm gonna need.
I forgot that it was Father's Day.
I know you did, and everybody else did
Here's
too.
here's the beautiful thing, Babs. You have plenty of time to forget again.
I'm calling on.
I got plenty of time to go buy some socks or something.
That's the thing. That's the thing. And
Some underwear.
I'm talking to Congress out there because we're gonna need an act of Congress.
Oh, okay. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, good luck.
That ain't the move.
I wouldn't start with
I
Congress.
don't need to go to them steps first. Okay.
See, this is why you need to be my campaign manager so I can run and get something done.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if people have caught that, but Babs is going to run for office at some point.
I am.
Dog.
I don't know what kind of office, though. It could be anything.
I
School
haven't
board.
decided yet.
So do we get
Governor,
I have to start with school.
alternate governor for the Preds.
We need something. We need something. I just need to know though.
Yes.
Do we get? Was Mother's Day blended with anybody?
No,
It was they had their own day.
Oh, listen. All the mothers out there, there's no way they would let Mother's Day be blended with something.
Yeah. So like if Mother's Day fell on 4th of July, like what would take precedent?
Armistice Day.
Yeah, like I really need to know like what would take precedent if Halloween and Mother's Day fell on the same day. Like what would take precedent over the other? I'm just go out on a limb, Babs. I'm on a limb. It's a strong limb. I'm out here. Mother's Day, that's what I'm gonna guess, would take over Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, listen.
They merged us with Juneteenth.
Nick
on the
Saban
slick.
shares his birthday with Halloween.
You're looking at
This
it
is a problem.
completely wrong.
What?
Juneteenth is an actual holiday at most places.
It is.
Exactly.
So,
Here.
hold on. I'm not done.
I'm sorry. See, that's
So-
the part of the mother. Take it over right now.
Father's Day
Yes.
is celebrated on Sunday.
Right.
Then you get Monday off of work to just continue to celebrate. So you're looking at it wrong. It's not doubling up. It's just rolling over.
You're
think-
saying you could take advantage of the double holiday.
Well,
Correct.
what I think is happening right now, she is at page 32, chapter 6, verse 3 of the Women's Handbook of How to Trick Us Fathers.
How to trick men.
Yeah, I think that's what she is, and because you done fooled me now, and you got me looking at my calendar to try and figure out exactly what's going on. Are we off or what? Like, because now I'm confused.
No, man.
It done failed. Now, see, you know. Now, see, I'm out here. I don't know what to do.
You do
See,
have a confused face.
'Cause I
It's
don't
like
know.
your
'Cause
face
I
when
feel like
Udonis
she-
Haslem was swinging from the rim.
I need to get out the way. I feel like she done. You pulling the wool over my ass, Babs.
No, that is. It isn't the 20th Juneteenth?
No,
It
Juneteenth's
is
the
observed.
19th.
I know, but isn't the holiday for Juneteenth?
Oh, I don't know. We
Pretty
rarely
sure.
get holidays.
Allison and Paul, we need you to come in here because this got to be settled.
Oh,
I need
yeah.
to know.
Allison's going to come in here.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what she wants.
Yeah,
Let me make a statement about
She
June
won't do
19th
number
and
pull-
Father's
She
Day.
won't do number pull the wool over my eyes even more. Women, call in 615-737-1045. Have we been bamboozled to thinking that we got a day and we really ain't got no day?
Well, you say, like, every year, like, You always say that men don't have the days.
No,
Like,
he always says that.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Always.
you said
He's
even
always
Father's
whined about
Day is
this.
focused on the mama.
Dude, I'm not even sure
On
if
the
we
woman.
get. You see what I'm saying? I'm not even sure if we getting our birthdays anymore.
How is
I'm not even sure if the
Father's
men
Day?
are getting their birthday. I need to check all these men. I need to check your accounts. I need to check your houses. I need to check your presents. Are men really getting their birthdays? Are we really being celebrated on our birthdays? Like, I'm putting a stop to this.
Ron Slay's here at the front door. He wants to check in with you.
Yeah, I'm taking, what is it when they come around and take the census? I'm
Yeah.
taking I'm the census for all the men's Father's Days and birthdays. I need to know who all is getting celebrated the right way. I'm on the move. I'm on a mission.
He pulled out his notebook.
I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission now. Now, we getting to the bottom of this. Men, I won't stand for this for us no more. I'm going to take a stand. Don't leave me out here by myself.
What have your Father's Day gifts been in the past?
I don't know. My car had a roof. I need a car with no roof. That's what my gift needs to be. Thank you, huh? Yeah, that's all the fathers. We need no roof.
Turn it off.
Take it over again.
Oh, yeah, because there is a roof on Father's Day.
So, oh, here comes Honk.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Listen,
I've only had like 3. Trust me, I
Hey,
remember
man.
every one of them.
hey,
Listen,
man, I'm at the mountaintop, man, for this one. I will not let this pass. You got to deal with this for 2 weeks and a couple of days.
I feel like I have made Father's Day very special.
What was your last gift that you got the father of your child?
Well, I had my child about a week before Father's Day, so that was his gift.
Wow, that worked out. See what I'm saying? Look how that just worked out.
Well,
We're
I
going to
mean,
skip right over
You
that.
could,
That one I could just skip.
you could make the case that, see, Father's Day was coming up, so she turned everything onto her by having the baby.
Yeah.
All the attention went to mama.
Like, I'll take care of it all.
Hey, man. Fellas.
I'm just helping Slay be out there.
I'll labor for 36 hours.
Fellas.
Oh, well.
Fellas, I will not. I'm telling you right now. I know it's an uphill. This battle is steeper than what you saw Derrick Henry running on his workout video. But you think I'm going to stop? I'm cutting. When I see a block, I'm cutting. Just like Derrick Henry when he was running up that hill and cutting. I'm cutting the same way for us, guys. I got us.
You are Derrick Henry running up the hill cutting.
For fathers. All around the world. That's
Oh
right.
my gosh.
You
All
are exactly
lines
right.
are loaded. We were going to talk about Traylon Burks, but we'll get to that. Joseph in Smyrna.
He may be a father.
Joseph, what's up?
Straight up, just want to say this. Not only do we get bamboozled, we also have to cook our own food because guess who's behind that grill on Father's
Come
Day?
on, Joe. Talk to him.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're
Behind
talking
the
about.
grill on Father's Day.
Enough is
Travesty.
enough. Enough is enough, Joe. Yes, you're right. Enough is enough. We won't stand no more. Y'all call in with your complaint. I'm at the top of the mountain. Y'all let me know, and I got us. I will stand at the top of this mountain, and I will hold us down till the day I'll check out of this earth. Fathers all around the world. It's us.
You're the Patrick Henry of Father's Day.
Yeah,
maybe.
my name gonna be the biggest at the end of this declaration.
Boo freaking who? Are you kidding me? Yo.
What?
You, Aaron Rodgers.
Buddy, Alley Carpet One, that's where you need to go for that flooring project that is maybe in your mind. And you need to talk to these guys. They will be there every step of the way, even through installation. Locally owned and operated by the Allen family for more than 55 years. Zach, Jenna, and Judson Allen are in the store every day. They love fathers there. Buddy, Alley Carpet One in Donaldson, 2405 Lebanon Pike, 615-883-3289. Buddy, AllenCarpet1.com. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Slay out here just giving emotional speeches, man. You're leading a movement of men.
Yeah, man. We all standing together on this one, man. Our arms are locked.
Poor Babs over here eye rolling.
We're going to listen. Hey.
We got loaded lines of probably what's going to end up being a bunch of whiny ass men the rest of the show. That's where we are.
We have a lot. We have somebody on hold on a line I didn't even know we had.
See? That's what it's about, man. Because guess what? Listen, guys. Walking into this battle.
I don't get my day.
It's not about that, Babs. It's about leading a movement.
Hey, y'all, listen. You're going to hear a lot of jokes like that. A lot of little whining, little memes and everything. Hey, they're going to be facing us, man. But I want you to look down the barrel.
GIFs.
Yeah, a lot of GIFs.
They're just trying to get you to doubt yourself.
Man, that's all it is. They trying
Maybe
to
it's
distract
really
us.
not that important.
No, they trying to distract us, y'all. I know what it is. And we're going to lose a couple of guys, man, on this journey. But guess what? The ones that stay strong, we will be at the end of this road.
I love
baby.
the guy that's listening in the car right now. His wife's sitting right next to him. And he's like, honey, Slay doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He really, we don't see eye to eye on this.
But
baby.
you know what
I
he's
love
saying
you,
inside?
baby. I love you, baby.
You know what he's saying inside? Hell, yo, Slay, you tell him. You tell her. So baby, while he telling you he love you, you see him turning it up too.
You
Turning the
are
radio up.
starting early for your annual Men Need to Be Celebrated.
Yeah, because I felt like last year we still got overlooked a little bit. I feel like we didn't start this further out. Like I feel like a moment piece should be noticing right now. Moment piece, y'all need to be running it right now.
Oh man,
the Father's Day sale.
The Father's Day special.
Yeah, I need to be in that
piece.
peaceful room that we showed on that video. Somebody need to be back there. That's a man. You be back there, father. Fathers need to be behind that door.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
I'm 40. I am. I'm 40.
You are 40.
That's right.
For a minute.
And I'm father. I'm a father.
41's coming up, isn't it?
41 on the way.
I'm a father.
Father.
41 is on the way.
I am your father.
You know,
For all the Darth Vaders out there.
Yeah, shout out.
our last caller said, yeah, and then, Dad's going to have to grill on Father's Day too. Well, that usually means somebody else cleans up, right? That's how it works.
Man, come on, Babsy. You can't. No. That's
That's
us.
usually how it works. That's how it works in our house.
It's us the next morning.
Okay, but here's the other thing. Mr. Babs likes to grill.
I do too.
What,
I do.
you want me
I
to,
love to
You
grill.
want me to take it away from y'all?
Yeah,
I mean, I'll tell Mr. Babs, hey, look, here's your Father's Day gift. I'm going to cook you your meal. I'm going to grill it for you, all of that. And do you know what? That would not be okay. He would not want that.
Man,
Are you taking notes?
Men, if you would turn into the Women's Handbook of How to Fool Men to page 32, chapter 7.
I think you should. You
This is
should print a women's
that's all
a
this
men's
is.
handbook on women
That's
tricking
all,
men.
yeah, and I got to tell you how to respond because
You
that's
like
all it is.
grilling.
See,
You don't want me to take it away.
and I'm telling you, this is foolish. It's foolish, y'all.
That's where men everywhere are
That's
like,
where they get me. Like,
damn, Babs is right.
she
I do
right.
like to grill.
and this is the problem. This is what we got to stand in solidarity. Like, this is like right now. I want to go to that grill so bad, but no, man, don't you go home and go to that grill. You leave that grill. Let it get mold on it. It'll be mold on that grill when Father's Day roll around.
Cobwebs.
Don't touch it. Yeah, don't touch it.
Spiders.
Water in the bottom of it. The bottom about to fall out. Leave it. Leave it.
John, I swear, Ron Slade 35 is my idol. I hope he never leaves 3HL. His hype level is killer and contagious. Gary, Ron Slade 35 is the Moses of Father's Day and hidden oppression. He is going to lead us through the valley of women, turning things around on us to get us to the mountaintop where we, as true kings, deserve to sit while everybody else works for us on Father's Day.
Gary, you get up into the front of the line. Get up here with me.
Might legit vomit during this show.
Did he just say that Slay needs to come up with the 10 Commandments of Father's Day?
You better believe it.
Well,
Somebody got to
honestly,
do it.
Babs, it's a good thing you are here today to counterbalance a little bit of this. Babs knows this. My favorite thing that she does is that fake vomit thing.
I'm just saying, man. Somebody got to take a stand for us, y'all. And I'm
Jeff
doing it
says-
for 19 more days.
Jeff says it's bad enough to my wife's birthday is the day before mine, so I always get back burner celebrations.
You get leftovers. You're a leftover birthday. You married into a leftover birthday.
Oh my gosh, here goes Bubba and Dixon. Bubba, what's
There
up?
go my brother.
Lord.
Get up into the front of the line, Bubba. Get up here.
First and foremost, go on!
Hey, that's a VFY.
Go Balls.
DFY. Number 2, Dawn, you need to hush your mouth out. Oh, you whining about all this. Oh, y'all don't get your day. Y'all making us look at your left hand and then giving us that next day where that right hand's going, oh, well, you can have some drinks at night and you just got the next day off. BS. That is BS. And yes, I do cook my own
Pretty
food.
smart,
I cook it every week. But let me just tell you something. I don't care if you burn it. Cook me something to eat. And you're going to say, me and Mr. Babs got it. Well, you know what? Hey, I'll tell you, Dawn, I got something for you. Like in my house, I'm the trash man. I'll take the trash out.
Oh, okay.
You the bag-
Okay.
but-
No,
you the bag lady.
No, Bubba, you hold on. When you take the trash out, do you put the new bag in the trash can? 100% you
I
don't.
always
That
forget.
means you don't.
No,
So
I don't
does Mr.
forget.
Babs. So
Listen,
does everybody.
That's a great
That
point.
is
I thought I was
wrong.
alone on that deal. I always
I
forget
don't
that.
forget, Brent.
No, so
I
that
do
means
not forget.
you do
I'm
not
the trash
complete the
man,
task.
You the bag lady.
Nope, you
I'm
don't
the trash
complete the
man, you the
task of
bag lady.
taking the trash out.
Bag lady.
I took it out. You put the bag back in. I mean,
Hey.
it's simple.
The only reason we haven't sniped Bubba so far is because I love his daughter. So otherwise, he about to get booted.
Why? Why can't we agree to disagree? Then?
No, there's
Put
no
the bag
agreeing
back
to
in?
disagree on this. Talking about go cook
You
me
put a
some
bag in?
food. I'll cook you some food. You might die when you eat it, but
Maybe your last meal.
But guess what? Guess what? That ain't my last good meal. It's like, hey, you cooked it at least. So I'm going to eat it.
Hey,
Bag lady, look, Ron, I
Bag
got you.
lady.
I'm 100%. Yeah, bag lady, just put it back in. Well,
thank you,
Ron, I
Bubba,
got
for riding
you.
with us, baby.
Hey, that's Ronald. It's not Sylvester. It's Ronald Moses Slade. Let's go. Rest in peace, man. I got you. I'm going to stand behind you. Dawn, you hush up and stop trying to trick everybody. Mr. Babs, I got your back, too.
Thank you, Bubba.
Hey.
Hey,
done.
let
He's
me
done.
let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this. Men that are out there listening, I know you on the line waiting. Let me just make this clear. That was page 26, chapter 2, line 6. I'm telling you right now, you working with a professional, y'all.
Oh,
now,
she's-
there's a lot more like her out there.
Oh,
So
man.
we going to encounter them. I'm just telling y'all, man, stay strong, man.
This is like a debate show. Like
Man.
he said, she said.
Because she was right. Like, how did she keep coming with all these facts? This is where you get food.
I was just glad to know I
Because
was
she
not
was right.
you want that on tape. I was just
Did
glad
you
to know
record
that,
that?
I was not the only dude out there that forgets to put the new bag in. I always do that.
We legit got into a heated discussion
Oh, come on.
about it this weekend.
Hey, Babs, you're going to be on your deathbed at some point when you're like 105.
Doesn't
You're
matter
not gonna
that
be
he never
worried about
put
that.
the trash bag back in the No, okay, well, you know what that is, Slay? You know what that bunkness is? That's like chapter 10 of the mayor's, oh, life is great. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't sweat the petty stuff.
Yeah. There's mayor for you.
That's true.
Hey, if I didn't sweat the small stuff, I'd be
Bro.
boring.
Professional, y'all. It's going to be a lot of them we going to encounter. I'm just saying, stay strong, keep your arms locked. They'll try to bust through. Do not fall for it.
What's
Do
funny?
not weaken.
What's funny about
Cook me something.
What's funny about that last little back and
Jeez.
forth between me and Babs is it used to amaze me that we get along so well. Like
We have
literally
very different
we
personalities.
love each other. And we are a complete opposite
That's so true.
in most things. 615-737-1045. What's coming up? 4 o'clock. More of your phone calls. We're going to get to Nick Saban. He addressed the media
Gotta get
today
to it.
at some point. Also, Tom Hart was doing the SEC baseball tournament. That guy can't wait to talk about the Boom Boom Room.
He liked the
It
boom
was
boom.
late, too.
It was late.
Late night Boom Boom
and
Room.
guess what? Ron Slay was watching.
So-
Showing up.
So,
Hey, Boom Boom Room's up and running late at night, isn't it?
Yep.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Watching baseball.
Yeah, the door lock. It don't close.
What's
You know what I
funny
mean?
is
Boom room don't close.
on our text chat last night, me and Slay were chatting in the text stream with Hunk and Dawn. We were the only ones up, I guess, because we were the only ones
Oh, we're
talking
going back and
at like 1 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning.
Yes.
And then at like 6:30, me and Slay texting again.
right back at it.
I
Like,
think
y'all
we
need to learn how to sleep.
yeah,
Ain't no
they
sleep.
went to bed before we did and woke up after we did.
It's because me and
Hey,
my
we-
boy, we own it.
We got things to do.
Man, we can't.
We
We got
gotta-
to sleep.
You got a movement to plan.
That's right.
Or we just have 2- and 3-year-olds. So that probably has something to do with it,
more of
too.
it, yeah.
615-737-1045. Stand strong, Slay.
Come on, baby.
Bonk.
What's up, people? You know what it is. It's me, Ron Slay. Listen, man, we're talking about something that's coming around the corner, man, and that's Father's Day. What better to go get than a car? Maybe a car that ain't got no roof. Maybe that. But one thing going into the spring and then falling off into the summer, you got to go get your cars ready for your summer travel plans. So where better to go? Music City Autoplex. That's the place, 2430 Gallatin Pike North. Come on now. You got to go get a car. You got to go beat the heat. Maybe your AC running a little hot. You need that new vehicle, man. You don't want to jump on the road with your lovely family, going somewhere for Father's Day and your car break down. That'll be something else different. Some other way they don't give us our day. But you can go get your new car and you'll be ready to pass along right to your son or your daughter, man, because it's a gift that keeps on giving. Now go down there and get some savings. They're going to pass you some savings along to your units. Price to sell. Don't take a chance on an unreliable vehicle. See the selection of Music City Autoplex. They are the place that is the uncommon dealership. Go get your car.
Good afternoon. I'm Joe Hunk. SEC spring meetings going on right now in Florida, and some items of discussion that are going to come up here in the next few days. One of those is going to be about the transfer portal. Now, the rule right now in the SEC is that if you are going to transfer from one SEC to another, you've got to do it before February 1st. What's going to get voted on this week is if that deadline gets pushed back to May 1st, which is the same deadline that the NCAA currently has. The field of 64 has been set when it comes to college baseball in the College World Series. Tennessee, they're going to be staying at home, obviously, number one team in the country. In their field, Georgia Tech, Campbell, and Alabama State. Tennessee will be taking on Alabama State coming up on the 3rd at 5 p.m. As far as Vanderbilt is concerned, they got to hop on a plane, and they're going to be going to the West Coast, more specifically the Northwest, as they are going to Corvallis and Oregon, as Oregon State is hosting. They're going to be taking on San Diego at 3 p.m. on ESPNU on June 3rd. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
$3HL 1045 The Zone. What up, Nashville? Man, we're already an hour in. Appreciate y'all being with us. Parker on Twitter. Slay has definitely taken 3HL to another level. 3HL now must listen to radio.
We have.
Well, I mean, we're just here for the people.
That's all we're here for.
Now,
Just saying what's on your mind.
Dawn has to counterbalance, our craziness at some, random points of the day.
Oh, but today's not an example of that at all.
I mean, today we were going to talk about the NBA Finals are set.
Slay was like, oh, hell no. Fathers unite.
I'm just saying, man.
Fathers Unite. Hey, that's the shirt.
See, they'll let all this stuff get blurred. I'm saying I see the rug and I see the broom. What the women gonna do with it, I don't know. I just know it's a holiday coming up.
Sweep you under that rug.
That's all I'm saying.
So Slay's hit it early that men get overlooked for Father's Day, and now they've combined two holidays into one.
And I started this campaign last year, and it kind of got.
I remember you starting it,
Yeah.
and I squashed it pretty early.
And that's what I'm saying. I found your little book. You've been reading from. So I no longer will let us get our little holiday squashed like this. No, I know what books you're reading from, fellas. I'm going to quote it every time. She done had 3 chapters today. I'm going to quote all of them. You won't be fooled.
No, here's my favorite comment.
Who snorted that time?
Wow.
Yeah, that was
Wow
like-
snort. Sorry.
This is my favorite comment, though. She's right, but let me tell you, this is chapter 6,
Yeah.
episode blah, blah, blah.
I'm telling you, man, it's trickery. Y'all magicians, trickery, know how to make distractions pop up. Like, listen, little music coming on out of nowhere.
That sounded like a crib. What do you call those things? I
Man.
haven't had one in a while.
Oh, yeah, the little thing that turned, yeah.
Yeah.
A mobile?
Yeah, that.
There you
That's
go.
what it sounded like. Diamond Rio
Thanks,
fan
little kid there.
1. Tomorrow should be interesting with Brent gone. That's true.
It's going to be me and Babsy, toe to toe, on the show.
Is that why you set this up?
What?
That's why you started this today.
I didn't do
isn't it?
anything, Babs.
You knew we were going to be without the mayor.
Hey, I didn't do
tomorrow.
anything. Hey, I'm just speaking from. Listen, I'm walking down the street and I can see it in guys' eyes. They looking at me, they blinking, and I'm wondering, were they trying to give me a Morse code or something? And I think that's what all the guys are telling me.
Blink
Slay,
if
go
you need
speak
help.
our truth. Yeah, speak our truth, man. I can't say a word while walking with her. I got you, brother. Don't you worry. I got us.
Hunk, maybe you should get one of those. Do like the pillow thing. Like whoever has the pillow talks. And when you get done, you throw it to the next person.
No, because you know how much velocity is going to be coming from that throw? It's mainly from the one over here. She's going to be the one firing
I'm
it.
about to chill.
She did put her arms in the air to celebrate something the other day and tore a rotator cuff. That's what we think. She's going to the shoulder guy tomorrow, I think.
I'm going tomorrow morning.
Is that what happened?
No, now I will say this.
That's another way for her to be taken care of on my man's day.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
you're setting it
perfect
up.
timing. I'm setting it up.
Yep.
I can
The
see it
procedure will be on.
the 19th.
That's right.
18th, and then she recovered on the 19th
No,
and 20th.
that Friday, and then you
17th.
got
What
to
I'm
take
saying,
care
the
of
whole
me your
weekend.
whole weekend.
I would love to be able to celebrate Father's Day with you, but I
Hey,
can't.
man,
I just
listen, be
can't.
I
careful.
can't. And oh, by the way, I can't lift the baby, so you're totally on your own.
This the bad.
Enjoy.
Be careful.
Diapers. Oh, I can't move it that way to change a diaper. Nope, you're on your own.
Be careful.
Yeah. No, I think I did originally hurt my shoulder traveling. How many times do I complain about
Your backpack.
my backpack's
Her
heavy.
70-pound
but it's always
backpack.
been-
Two of them.
But then my suitcase, I always carry on when I'm on these shorter trips so that I don't have to wait for a bag. And then I go to put it up and I like jacked up my arm doing it. So, because there's, 12 men standing right there and nobody puts a hand up to give me a little hand. Like it's that hard to just like help push
Well,
it
that's-
up into
I
the
think that's
bin.
because Pastor Slay got to those men.
Confusion.
Confused. Yeah, they're confused.
Yeah, we don't know if we should help or should we stay back, let you handle it, or like we like.
Right. So if we try to help, that means we think you can't do it.
What you doing? I got it. She might elbow somebody in, and I got it.
Well,
Put this
I
back
will
up there.
say that it was the middle of the year last year, but I've always complained about this. There was a gentleman on our plane who listened to our show and was like, "Let me help you with your bag so you don't complain about it." Appreciate you. That's my guy right there.
I listen to the show, man.
Hey, by the way, real quick, this sports nugget: Al Horford gets a $5 million bonus for advancing to the NBA Finals. If the Celtics win, he gets another $7.
Wow,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
that's incentives.
Well,
That's Father's Day gift.
Man,
for ya.
ain't it?
So 12
My man was
total.
Grandfather.
my man was backpedaling with Jimmy Butler coming down the floor.
12 total
12 total.
if he
they
wins
win
the
it.
title.
I wonder what he signed.
I had to take that 5 away for just getting there. Getting there's not enough, right?
Babs, what is wrong with you?
I've had players tell me, honestly, like they say, listen for this, because
Take
some
the
people,
5 away.
some people in the NFL world will say our goal is to get to the Super Bowl, because that's not your goal. If you're saying that, then you get to the Super Bowl mentally,
Yeah, you
you shut
can't-
it down.
yeah, yeah.
You've accomplished your goal.
Our goal is
So,
to
win.
win.
I'm with
Yeah.
you on that, Babs.
Yeah.
But shoot, $7 million is enough to make
Take
me go
the-
I
win
mean,
it.
But
that's a
take the
good point.
5 out. I'm with you. Take the 5 out. Just make it 12
Just
for
make it
winning
12 if you win it all.
Nah, let me get that 5.
Okay, we're talking to a former
Yeah,
professional
let
basketball
me
Slay
get
player.
wants that 5.
Yeah, let me get that 5.
He
Did
go
you
by-
have incentives in
What?
your deals?
Rebounds, everything. Yeah.
For everything was
Heck
incentive-based.
Yeah. I was adding it up at home, boy. I told them that was the worst thing y'all could have did.
So
to
you'd
make
be
this
down by
incentive
30
based.
and you'd be, hey, man, I need like 6 more rebounds.
I used to know going into the game, like, man, I need to go get 14 rebounds this game real quick. Like, and it's not good to me because you get focused on that. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
and that's
Especially-
natural.
Yeah, like I got a mark to hit. And then I would
So-
get that mark and I'd be like, I don't care what happened the rest of the game.
Well, one of my favorite mic'd up moments ever was it last year? No, it's 2 years ago, right? Gronk and Brady. No, it was last year.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Where Brady knew he needed one more catch for his
What was it, $1 million?
contract, million,
something
I
like that,
think,
yep.
to kick in.
Yep.
And so he stayed in. Like Brady should have been done at that point, right?
Right.
Stayed
Yep.
in to make sure Gronk got his one more catch.
I remember that.
You know what
to
else he
hit
did?
his incentive.
You're right.
Antonio Brown needed like 8, and he got
Yep.
8, like bam, bam,
Yep.
bam, like toward the end of the first half, because he
Yep.
knew he was going to sit the rest of the way.
So everybody, I think,
Yeah, that's
thinks
like,
that.
man, you can't, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man. I had it for weight.
Who was it?
everything.
There was a tight. You had it for weight.
Yeah.
That's funny.
They told me I had to be, I was,
Like if
I'm gonna
you
show you a
stayed a
picture.
certain weight.
If you see this picture, I think I got down to like 236. And I'm telling them, like, dude, this
are
ain't the
you
weight I
right
need
now?
to play at.
yeah.
I'm at 284 now.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm telling them, like, my playing weight 245, 250. Let me play right
That's too light.
It's the boom boom room. Like, I'm down here banging.
Right?
Y'all got me going 7-footers and stuff. Like, I can't play with this little weight. I'm going to be tossed everywhere. They didn't listen to it because they fined me $1,000 each kilo I was over. 1,000 euro. Not no $1,000. Yeah.
Oh, that's over $1,000,
Yeah.
right?
So I had to be 102.
Wait. So let me ask you this: is it a different game there than it is NBA here?
Not in the paint.
I mean, not in the paint. Okay.
Not in the paint, not playing against any power forward or 5-man, which they've been playing like they play here in the NBA as far as having the stretch guy. And now even the 5 men are doing it. So it's been the same game. But you still
So
got to
it's
be.
not like you would have had more of an advantage in the way they play the game there if you were lighter.
I was quicker. I was
Right.
quicker when the 5 men were guarding me, so I could really
Okay.
go around them. But I was cool anyway. But the 4 men that were strong and them big dudes that lift weights, man, that was I was sore that whole year. I'll never forget. I remember I called Savage and I told him, "Hey man, send me some of them football pads that y'all use." And I went and got the real live football pad, the real
Like the rib protector?
Yeah, the thighs.
Yeah.
I got everything. Like I was strapped up. I still got it. I was strapped up real pads, football pads on when I played. I was too light. I got down to 98 kilos, whatever that is. I was supposed to be
couldn't
at
tell
102, and that's what I was saying. They made me shrink my stomach, and I couldn't eat a lot. I was like, man, I'm hungry. I'll go eat
That sucks to always be
a
hungry.
couple of pieces of steak and be like, golly, I'm full, man. Like I want to eat some more. I want to gain some weight. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Hey, real quick, Tom Hart calling the was it
Crazy.
on the Tennessee game?
It was the Tennessee-Kentucky game on Saturday night, the semifinals.
Yeah, with
What time was this, too? It was late.
with
It was
Ben
about
McDonald.
12:02, somewhere
Yeah.
in there. Yep.
Ben McDonald was out to dinner with Peter Burns. Did y'all see this? And
Yeah.
And there was a armadillo running around outside.
I saw
Ben
that.
McDonald caught the armadillo.
Man, he wild, man.
Well, that's Peter Burns about that
Crocodile
later.
He's
But-
country.
Yeah,
Tom
every
Hart,
bit of it.
who's like SEC play-by-play guy, he loves to talk about the Boom Boom Room.
He might be late, but Ron Slay's still up.
That he is. Big Tennessee baseball fan.
If you got switched out on Ron Slay, we'd hear Mouse in the house.
For sure.
Yeah, as loud as he could scream.
Hey, no, you know what I would do?
What?
I would welcome the throw to the post, and then I go straight flop on the first back shoulder.
Just like a backflip.
You know what I mean? I'm going to get dunked on anyway. I might as well try to draw a foul.
And that also takes you out of the snapshot, so you're not
That's
going to
right.
get mean.
That's right.
Yeah.
If he dunks on me, I'm on the ground.
Yeah,
I can
ball's
roll
going to be
over
above the
by
rim. You're going to be down on the
Yeah.
hardwood. That's smart.
Fair enough.
Smart basketballing.
Go ahead, throw it down here. Go ahead. But, I might call for Ron on my end, too. He might have to come out and guard me on a switch.
Come on in,
yeah,
big fella.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
If you're listening, Ron.
Oh.
So was that Ben
I heard a
McDonald?
challenge.
That was
Chris
that
Burke.
was Chris Burke.
Chris
That was
Burke, who played baseball at Tennessee.
That was
Yeah.
a challenge.
It was a challenge. McDonald weighed in later. He weighed in later to ask what they were talking about. They told him. He said, well, yeah, he's got to guard on both ends.
I love it. All right, Allan
That
Bell.
conversation went on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it
too.
did. It was wild. It was wild. I was sitting there tweeting, and I was like, I looked at Chris like, you hear that? They just say my name? Like, what's going on?
Well, and I texted you because the wife and I were stuck in a parking garage downtown watching the game on the phone, and next thing you know, all we hear is Ron Slay's up, and my wife looked at me like, did he just say what I think he said?
That's what I did, too.
Sure enough,
Yeah,
Ron Slay
it was
was
on point.
watching.
Sure enough. All right, Allan Bell coming in the studio. We'll talk all kinds of different things with him. College baseball, the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup playoffs, all that coming up. 3HL 1045 The Zone.
What's happening, people? You know what it is and who it is. It's Ron Slay. If you're struggling with bills and debt, your home is your biggest asset, people. And with home equity so high right now, it is the perfect time to do a cash out refi. Yep. They can lower your monthly payment, give you cash to pay off debt, and have you skip a few mortgage payments. It's real simple to do. You need to reach out to Ryan Kelly and the HomeLoanExpert.com. That's Ryan Kelly and the HomeLoanExpert.com. And you can close on your loan in as little as 21 days, people. Now, what you got to realize is with the equity so high right now, it's the perfect time to do cash out refi. And the average owner currently is pulling out $54,000 in a refi. That's more equity than last year. So you got to do the numbers. You got to add it up and make it make sense for you. They can lower your monthly payment, give you cash to pay off debt, and have you skip a few mortgages. From new home loans to refinances, get competitive rates, top-notch customer service, and approved with the 5-minute loan approval at the HomeLoanExpert.com. Close on your loan in as little as 21 days. It's the HomeLoanExpert.com.
DOC? What do you know about DOC, Hunk?
I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
Going through that rap education.
You're on the right path.
What happened to his something happened to his voice? I remember, and
got his windpipe crushed in a car accident.
that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this guy would have been up there with all of the best rappers.
He continued to keep writing, but he just couldn't.
And
use
he
the
did a
voice
little
no more.
bit behind the mic, but it was just different.
Wasn't the same.
Breaking 4-star edge by Job, I guess, is down to 8 schools. 8.
What? Now we're breaking news when we get down to 8?
8. We got to announce 8. We got to announce 8, Babs. Let's bring Allan Bell into the mix here from sportsline.com.
AB, how dumb is that?
Yeah, breaking. Yeah, I know. Like, this is earth-shattering news, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
It's like breaking that I'm going to get fast food later on. Like, come on.
It's one of those No Shiano Sherlock moments.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That's what my friend Tara Thompson. She was at the concession line at the baseball games, 11U baseball the other day, and I passed her. She was like, she just looked disgruntled.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you okay? And she's like, this is literally the 4th time that I've been in the concession stand line in the last 3 minutes. This is stupid.
All right, now, I have a question because I haven't been there since, obviously, I played because I don't have any children. Have prices gone up at Little League concession stands, or did they stay the same?
No, but I'll tell you this. No. I mean, it's pretty good. Now they'll put like Chick-fil-A sandwiches in there. And stuff.
Wow.
I mean,
okay.
Now the best concession stand.
Yeah.
Listen, if you see one of the dads or something on the grill, and they got this gigantic grill out there, that's when concession stand needs to. That's when it needs to happen. But it's funny
because Dad likes to grill.
Yeah, it's probably Father's Day stuff. Like I think we have a tournament on Father's Day actually, Slay.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
That's all I want. I don't want anything else.
Yeah. Let Mayoral speak for himself, y'all. We want something.
I will say this. We went to a tournament in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And this is little kids. So when you park and you walk toward like the pavilion or whatever, and there's usually like a quadrant of fields, like 1, 2, 3, 4, And then in the middle is like the concession stand area.
Yeah.
So we walk in and it's like, beer signs.
Whoa, all right.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So they had like a pavilion, and I was thinking, boy, this could get a little bit, like it already gets a little feisty out here.
Good time.
Now you're going to add alcohol to the mix. But what happened was they had like a porch. So the dads would sit on the porch and watch the game from way over here.
Yeah.
So they're not up on the fence or in the dugout or anything.
That's actually a brilliant move.
Yeah. So I always thought that was good. But no, this kid, here are his 8. You ready?
Man.
Oklahoma, Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M. I mean, this is.
Sound like you're going.
If
to
we
SEC.
had an 8, I think all of us would have this 8.
Yeah.
Well, at least that 4. Baylor, Miami, Michigan State, and Vanderbilt.
Whoo! Look at them doors doing work.
Man, I've been fighting with Michigan State and people. Okay.
I love it. He must have been listening last week when we said Vandy over 1.5.
Yeah. Get him, Clark Lee. Go get him, baby. Go get him.
I love it.
Oh, man, I love it. So let's start with this, man. Let's go college baseball. And you tweeted out a stat that I thought was one of the most amazing sports stats I've ever seen. And I'll start with the first part where you said Tennessee at 53-7 now this season, 60 games in. There's only one game where they did not hold a lead. That's pretty amazing in and of itself. But then you hit me with this. The Vols have hit more home runs this season than they have given up earned runs.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Insane, right? Like, and we're talking home runs. You know what I mean? Not like hits, not like runs that they've scored. Home runs, right? So that's the problem. Like going in and you see the odds reflected, from Vegas that Tennessee not only is the best hitting team in the country, they might be the best pitching team in the country. Like you do not put up runs on them. I'll give you another stat here. All right, Tennessee is the only team in the country, all right, that has never given up double-digit runs in a game this year. Not once.
Wow.
And they've put double-digit runs on other teams 27 times.
If they win it all,
crazy.
if they win the College World Series, is this the best college baseball team ever?
Of all time. Like, of all time, they have to be because, you look at the stats. And the hard part about comparing stats in college baseball is that now we're with these BB core bats, right? So it's almost two different complete
eras.
Exactly, right? And the crazy part is that Tennessee's numbers in terms of home runs and all of that are aligning with the best of all time without the BB core bats, like with bats that are just have fireworks in them, right? Like these are like those old lead, things that you'd see at the batting cage that, nobody wanted to hit with, right? So
you take the knob off, you put racket balls in there and put it back on.
These things are like just lead from, from the train station, right? Like, I mean, that's what's crazy is that they're putting up numbers that no one in this BB core era has even come close to. And they're doing it offensively and defensively. They've got 4 dudes that throw 100 miles an hour.
I forget what the number that's great. I forget what the number is, but like the number 1 seed in the College World Series has not won the title in a long time.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, it's tough. Like they have that like overconfidence, flamboyance, arrogance, like enough to withstand that pressure of being number 1.
Yeah,
I think
they do. And you look at what they just went through. Like going into the SEC tournament, we all said, look, there's nothing to gain from it. Right. If they don't do anything, none of it matters. They went playing 11 straight days on the road. Yeah. Right? And just smashed people. You know what I mean? And the crazy part about them is that all season long, there's been a lot of blowouts where they're just blasting folks. Mm. But towards the middle and through the end of the season, we did see them get into stretches to where, like the Kentucky game, 2-2 in the 8th. Yep. Right? And no hyperbole here, every single time Tennessee their bats would come alive right when they needed it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, like you said, winning the College World Series is incredibly difficult. But if there's a team built, for pressure, this team is it.
Baseball's such a mental sport, man.
Yeah. Especially if you lose that first game, and then it's like, oh my God, like now we can't.
We have to claw back.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Mm-hmm. But every little part of the sport. Like, I mean, if you pop up a couple times, then it's in your head.
Yeah.
I mean, just like that. You could have been hitting 800 over the last month, and you pop up a couple times. Look out!
Yep, 100%.
I mean, it's crazy. So you have to battle all that. 615-737-1045. You want in Allan Bell, our guest in studio, and we're Babs back to your Matrix thing.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the toughest player you played at Florida?
Udonis Haslem.
UD.
Literally 3 minutes ago, Al Butler just tweeted, Udonis Haslem says he hasn't recovered from the loss of the Celtics, plans to take his time to decide what's next and where it goes about coming back next season.
Jeez.
Hey, man, he's in a perfect situation where you can be like an ambassador for what they got going on. When that culture was shifting, like he was at the forefront with it, bringing in D-Wade and before Chris Bosh and all those guys got there. So, like, he's been there. He's Pat Riley's guy.
He's the culture.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, and was during all of that time. And they all acknowledged it,
So, Zach Barnett retweets it and writes, Udonis Haslem has played 751 minutes regular season and playoffs since 2015.
That's great.
And made $19,188 million in doing so. That's $25,500 per minute. LeBron is at $12,215 per minute over that same period. The man is an example to all of us.
Yeah. You got 3 chips to go with it.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this series, Golden State and Boston?
Yeah, so it's tough, man, because, look, we talked about it last week. Like, Golden State was doing enough to take care of people.
Right.
And that was before Clay came up. And literally leave the studio and Clay, like, he comes alive. So now it's even more of a problem. Mm-hmm. Boston is good. Don't get me wrong, but I'll give you the perfect example. There was a video out on Twitter today, all right, of Steph Curry walking out of a Dick's Sporting Goods with all of his golf clubs in his hand because he had them regripped. I think that's the attitude that Golden State has. Like, they're like, dude, good luck. Like, we're going to smash you. And yeah. I mean, they're perfectly healthy. And if Klay Thompson, like, adding his 25, like, they were already putting up 114 without him.
Right.
What are you going to do? You going to score 140 a night?
Yeah.
Slay, you got down and dirty and to Golden State kind of turning the sport on its head. Yeah. And you went into some detail on the whiteboard talking about how they run breaks. And they were kind of the first team to do this where they don't even look necessarily for the 2-on-1. Yeah. Instead of going to the hole, the off guy will flare toward the 3-point line.
Yep.
So many teams have tried to match that.
Without question.
How does Boston combat that? Because it's nothing new. I mean, they've been doing this forever.
It's in an ideal world, their fast break, you would love to have the guy handling the ball, and then if you could get 4 guys running the break, 1 guy running to the rim, the other 2 guys, the ones on the wing or opposite wings, one of them stopping, and maybe one ready to release and go to the rim, But outside of that, outside
and a
of
guy
that,
behind
man,
you.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
you want to make them go ahead.
No, I was going to say they make you make a decision.
And that's exactly
and
what I was
when you
about
make
to say.
the wrong one, you're
we
done.
got you. Yeah, we got you. So if you go back, you're trained nowadays to when you run back on defense, run to the paint and build out. So if you run to the paint and build out, you too late. You're getting open shots. So they daring you with that ball pressure coming down to run to the paint, and they kick it out to Clay, kick it out to Steph. That's why it's always good for Draymond to be handling the ball, a guy that's not ready to shoot. I mean, not going to shoot, but letting those wings, those real shooters, get out there and run, because then they pick your poison. But it's interesting to see with this team like Boston. We talked about Udoka, man, and his coaching experience, him being under Pop, being able to make game time decisions and counters. He's impressed me. I honestly, I expected, and I thought Spoelstra did a good job. I thought with Kyle Lowry being banged up, though, and Bam not being who he was supposed to be. Yeah, Tyler Hero being out. So it was different for him. But, man, Udoka got a game plan, I believe, man, and he got guys paying attention to detail. I think that's the biggest thing that you're getting from Boston. They're playing with a different focus, I believe. And those two wings, man, them two wings are serious when they're playing. Now, the problem is if Jason Tatum go have a 10-point game or something, and Jaylen Brown, he don't shoot in the first 11 minutes of the game. Like, you can't do that with Golden State. You know what I'm saying? You got to be clicking on all cylinders. Everybody got to come to play. And like you said, when you're running back, you got to stop the ball and you got to close out. And you got to hold this man that's in front of you to limited dribbles and knowing that he's about to go into a pick-and-roll handoff, which would be Draymond Green. How are you reacting? Because the cutting and the movement without the ball, it's easy to look at on tape and stop, but it's a problem.
So how do you take the X's and O's of what he just said in terms of this matchup and bet this series? Because Golden State is going to be highly betted, right? Mm-hmm. Because they're such a popular team and people that aren't even basketball fans are going to bet them. Yeah. Like, how do you attack this from a betting perspective?
Exactly what he just said. And, what Slay had said before, right? In terms of runs, right? Like, basketball's a game of runs. Right. And how quickly can you stop the other team? Mm-hmm. Golden State, even when they're down, can make unbelievable runs, and they can wipe out a 12-point deficit in a minute and a half, right? So it's like you look at it, you're like, oh, well, Golden State, like, they tied it up. Like, here's Boston's run. Well, it's a TV timeout, and then Golden State has another run, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, that's the problem.
Run on top of run.
Yeah, so exactly what he said. Like, if Boston can keep them, shooting outside, shooting low percentage shots, and over and over and over, and trying to play with that sense of urgency, I think that's how Boston does it. But like you said, not only do you have to do that defensively, you also have to be hitting an extreme clip of your shots as well. Because if you're not, they will at some point. So, Boston, it's one of those to where these two teams are pretty even, like you said. But Boston's, how do I word this? Their margin of error is so much smaller than Golden State's.
Yep.
And a lot of it comes down to what Dick Vitale calls spurtability, or Clark Kellogg calls spurtability. And we know Golden State has it, and Boston has shown it, but you wait.
One thing, too, that Golden State has mastered, even though, like, they got the world caught up, like you said, changed the game, and Babs was talking about it earlier, with them shooting the three-pointers, you get caught up in, let me go match them 3 for 3. The problem is when they not making the threes, they still cutting and moving without the ball. So they getting a layup here, a layup there, offensive rebound put back here. You know what I'm saying? So those twos add up for those threes that they are missing while you trying to match them for threes, and they getting the rebound and pushing for the break. So they're still hitting their twos. Just you get caught up on it because it's Steph and Clay. Like, you know, but they getting points in the paint.
And think about this, right? Like, points in the paint, 100%. Like, that's when Boston was taking advantage of Miami, in the middle of the series, getting back and leading up to it. But look at the last 4 games, and I get it, they're different teams they're playing against, but just the point totals, all right? So the Celtics, 100 points, 105 points, 93 points, 102 points, right? Golden State, 120, 109, 109, 126, right? Like, even in Golden State's bad games, they're putting up $110, right? So, yeah, Boston's going to have to play. Boston's going to have to bring them down 10%, whatever, of their points, and also go over their general total. Their margin of error is very, very thin.
So, game 1, jumping out the door, what do you feel is the safest to bet on Golden State and Boston, or maybe the over/under?
I would say game one, I would take the Warriors now that it's 3.5 in the spread because you're getting it under 4 points, which if you think in terms of possessions, 4 points, it's, theoretically 2 possessions here, right? So if you're getting it 4 or under, I think you're sitting great, right? We've got a total that's sitting at 211.5. Right. Boston could come out in game one and not score anything.
Yeah.
Golden State could come out in game one and not score much and still win and cover. Right. So I think that your safest play is probably Golden State at home with the rest, short number. And then after that, let's just see, where these teams sit.
Yeah. I agree.
So what about the NHL side of things?
Yeah.
We're about to have an exciting series.
I like this too.
Like goals scored.
Look, if we get Edmonton and Colorado both at their just standard operating procedure practice, there could be 290 goals a game in this, right? Like they've already moved the total to 7 in the playoffs. Usually it's 4. 4
it's
really low. I mean, you've got the Colorado Avalanche, who Slay, you were right, might be the best team in the NHL. However, you've got the Edmonton Oilers, who are also very good and have essentially a Tom Brady type killer that's just ready to go, right? Like we saw that Calgary Edmonton series, the last series in game one, Calgary puts up 9 goals, and it's telling Connor McDavid, hey, yeah, you're an all-star, man, great, whatever. And he said, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and end your season, and ended your season, right? This man can put up goals at any moment, at any time. So can Colorado, man. Right. So it's tough. Tonight, we got to get a feel for this at game one because it could be 14-13, it could be 2-0. We don't know what it's going to be, but you just kind of got to feel. I mean, what Edmonton has been doing the last 3 games is just no one's going to beat them. Put Colorado at home, a little bit of rest, man. I think I would take Edmonton plus 1.5 and just ride my chances.
I like it.
Yeah.
Anything we need to be paying attention to that we didn't hit on?
Yeah. All right. Tomorrow, the match. Okay. So we've got Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
That's right.
Yep. I know, right? So through these, all right, whenever Tom Brady's been playing, his team has never had a lead 6 holes or later. Ever. Right? So I think Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes get this thing. You could get him at plus money, all right? And also you could get him to be leading at, after 6 holes at plus 160 or something like that. Ooh. Yeah, take the young cats. I think that the young cats come out. Look, Aaron Rodgers, we don't know what he's got.
Tom Brady?
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. AB, thank you, man. Sportsline.com is the website. Check it out at Allan Bell 247. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right. When we come back, Peter Burns was all over that SEC baseball tournament on the SEC Network. He is now in Destin for the SEC spring meetings. That's next. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
FanDuel Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the 75th NBA Finals. We just talked a whole bunch about it. And to celebrate 75 years of the NBA, FanDuel Sportsbook giving all customers a $75 referral bonus. So you give and get $75 insight credit when you invite friends to join America's #1 sportsbook. Here's how it works. Invite your friends from the app. Super easy. Pull it up. Make sure they sign up with your referral link. And as soon as your friend makes any bet of at least $10, you'll get a bonus. Offer ends June 2nd when Game 1 of the NBA Finals tips off. Don't miss your chance to bet the finals with a bonus. If you are new to FanDuel, you can also sign up with promo code DAWN. That's DAWN, promo code DAWN to get free bets after your first bet. Head over to the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Invite your friends today. Get your $75 Sportsbook credit. 21 and older and present in Tennessee, referred players must wager $10 within 28 days of signing up. Limit 10 referrals. Site credit non-withdrawable. Expires after 7 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line 1-800-889-9789.
3HL 104.5 The Zone. Brett Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay. Let's go down to Destin, side of the SEC spring meetings. Peter Burns with the SEC Network joins us. Pete, what's up, man?
Peter.
Wait a minute. All three of y'all are here, and you're not here in Destin. This is what is going on?
See, what happened was
I agree.
we used to go every year, and then the Preds made the Stanley Cup final, so we had to cancel that trip, and then magically that trip never ended up back in the budget. So there we go.
No, I mean, you would think that when the Preds make the run, you're selling so many more advertisements and you're making so much more money that you should even have more of a bigger budget. Like, who is in charge here? We have to figure this out. How the hell I'm not full side with Don, Slay, and Brent here when – I mean, listen, we could be boozing right before Lane Kiffin takes the stage here in about 10 minutes.
That would be perfect.
I love it. I love it.
Do you expect Lane to say anything electric?
It's so funny because all the coaches were kind of going through, and I think they were sitting through meetings, for the majority of the day, and all day long, all I saw Lane was like wandering through the lobby. Like it was the most interesting thing. I was like, is Lane not invited to the meetings? Is Lane in the meetings and he doesn't care? Like, so yeah, I have no idea what to expect. It
could
cool
be
vibe.
either.
It's kind of like this. Yeah, like in this, the last time we were here, y'all, it was 2019. And so this is the first time that we've seen a lot of actual like humans outside of like the games themselves in 3 years. So it's like got this like first day back from school vibe where everybody's like catching up and like, oh yeah, like what have you been up to, and showing pictures of kids. Like it's like signing yearbooks type stuff. It's a weird but fun vibe here at Destin.
So before we get to Destin, let's kind of put a wrap on that SEC tournament. What was the vibe like down there in Hoover? Because you had all that rain to deal with early, and then the Tennessee fans really showed up for the Vols, and that team is something else. Plus, Tom Hart loves to talk about Ron Slay.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, listen, he got in a couple. Who doesn't like to talk about Ron Slay, right? I mean, that's the proper way of putting it. It was, I mean, listen, it was an absolute whooping. I mean, Mother Nature was the early MVP, but then finally you get late into the week, and I'm telling you guys, like I fully well, and I'll tell you this, I don't, pull any punches. I came in kind of wanting to hate this Tennessee team, and the only reason why I say that was the fact of like, you see them on television, they look cocky, they got the daddy hat, they got all of this swagger about them. So like when I got here, I'm like, all right, are they the real deal? And man, like to a T, you get down to the dugout, you talk to them, you talk to Vitello, and like not only do they look the part, but they're like the nicest assassins ever.
Yeah,
right. Like they're like a bunch of really good kids, like yes sir, and like they were genuine, and you couldn't help but be around them and understand the chemistry of why this is, I mean, the best college baseball team I have ever seen. I'm talking like ever. I've seen good Vandy teams to come through, good LSU squad. Like there's something different about this squad that's just, I mean, it's goosebumps when I flip and talk about it. It's crazy.
Well, you put the home run jacket on, didn't you? Like, how bad did that smell?
Dude, it smelled, but I didn't know that it was a big deal. I'm like, hey, can we get it? And we had to go through like 9 levels of security, and they came up with 2 people protecting. Dude, I'm not joking. And then, so I put it on. We took a couple pictures. I'm like, oh, this would be kind of funny. But what I didn't understand, and Ben McDonald comes up and he's like, they let you do that? I was like, well, yeah. I mean, like, why not? It's just a funny little TV bit. They're like, bro, like when you have a ball club that's rolling, and they have like a superstitious thing, like nobody, especially some dumbass media member, ever gets to touch it, and they let you touch it. I was like, I guess. So I was like praying for them to win that night because I didn't want to bring like the mojo that like I touched it and ruined the season. So luckily they won it all.
This coming from a guy who saw an armadillo at dinner and decided I need to pick this guy up.
Right.
Did y'all see that?
Dude, that was wild.
It's terrifying.
I mean, Ron, I wish you would have been there at dinner because, I mean, it wasn't like, hey, watch what I'm about to do or like, hey, film this. It was like we're in the middle of dinner and all of a sudden Ben McDonald gets up because he spotted an armadillo. And if you haven't seen the video, go on my Instagram and go on my Twitter page. It's the wildest-ish I've ever seen. Like, and it was like a man. I mean, it was like Steve Irwin, Crocodile Hunter. I mean, it was a man in his element.
We always say that Slay's country. I said, Ben's a different level country.
Oh, he's country. He's country. There's country and there's country, and Ben McDonald's country.
Exactly.
Every bit of it.
Peter Burns with the SEC Network joins us live from Destin. SEC spring meetings going on. So Clay Travis put out the seating chart earlier today, and that went all over the place until we figured out that Jimbo had a reason to sit next to all of the SEC delegates. But for a minute, everybody's like, man, there's 4 SEC and like higher ups in between him and Saban. Like, how did all that interaction go today?
Honestly, the interaction that I thought was interesting is they had one of the guys from TexAgs, really kind of go in on Nick a little bit, asking him, he's like, hey, where's the receipts? And are you calling Jimbo a liar and stuff like that? And again,
how'd that guy get the first question, by the way? Like, that's somebody setting Nick up, right?
No, because you know how it is. Like, there's certain coaches that walk in a room, right? And everyone's like, hey, we kind of know this guy. Like, we'll ask him a question. Like, when Nick walks into a room, it's like, all right, who's going to be the first brave soul here?
That's true.
Like,
that
it's
is
like when
true.
a professor comes in, like, don't pick on me. And, it is what it is. It needed to be addressed. And I think the more it gets addressed, the more Nick is going to realize that I probably shouldn't have gone this route. And it'll die down by the time. But I will say this, Jimbo is walking around here like it's the greatest day ever. Like he survived the coup and he's feeling it. And that adds a little element, man. Like there is a swagger that Jimbo has this week. And I think that, he's like, I didn't get slayed by the dragon. I beat him last year. I went through this little ambush and now I made it on the other side. Like, I'm ready to rock and roll. And I think that's good for the league.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
That sure will. I love that, man. The energy is going to be there for that game. Let me ask you this real quick, Peter. Man, Shane Beamer and Bruce Pearl, what could that conversation have been about?
So we were supposed to have Shane, and all of a sudden Bruce, and he was running a couple minutes late, and Bruce was there. And I just told my producer, I was just like, I don't know if they've ever met. Screw it. Just put a headphone on and tell them we're going to do it together. And see what happens. So, like, it could have been. And I was like, hey, Shane, Bruce Pearl, what's going on? Like literally live on air. I'm like, you guys I'm sure you guys know each other. And Bruce and Shane's like, nope. I'm Shane Beamer. Nice to meet you. I'm Bruce Pearl. And I was like, this is going to be awesome. So they were great. I mean, they were kind of just, they were complimentary of each other. Yeah. And again, I think that's a lot of it. These guys hadn't been here in a couple of years. And so, this is what Dustin's about, is kind of get to know these people a little bit more. And it's fun, man. I actually came away real quick because I know you guys got to go to break. I came away really impressed with Dennis Gates, the Missouri basketball coach. Like, I didn't know anything about him, and I'm like,
we don't know anything about him.
Yes, I did.
I didn't, and I told him, I was like, Dennis, I don't know anything about you. Like, what? And we got into this great conversation on air, and I mean, like, I know a lot of people are smarter than me, but he's like 17 levels smarter, and I was like, all right, I get it now, like. And I hope it punches through on air, because he's a good dude. Yeah.
Well, and that's where your radio background comes. Like, you can just deal with 2 coaches that have never met before and putting on headphones and doing an interview, which is awesome. Real quick, on the way out, scheduling. Like, what are we going to see from these meetings about scheduling moving forward?
I think it's a lot of like talking. I would doubt heavily if they vote on anything. I just don't know how you voted on anything with Texas and Oklahoma not being here.
Yeah.
Had they been kind of eavesdropping, or had they been apart and not been able to quote unquote vote but had some feedback, I think that we might get something done. But then again, I mean, it might just be like, hey, you're going to get a boatload of money coming here. You're going to deal with whatever we want. So I know some coaches are probably ready to vote. Some coaches are not. So I think that's what we'll see in the next, 36 hours.
Love it. No, you got to do some TV. Appreciate you working in, man. Working us in.
Yeah, quote unquote, air quotes working in Destin. I love it.
Sunscreen, Burns,
Yeah.
sunscreen.
He's working on us not getting to go down there ever again. It is an awesome event, though, because everybody's so laid back down there, even with all that's going on between Saban and Jimbo, which is great. When we come back, 5 o'clock hour, and we've got lots to get to, and you'll hear.
We have that.
From Nick Sbana, and we'll play that audio for you. Also, Aaron Donald with some interesting things to say. 3HL, Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slate, producer Joe Hunk. We'll be right back.
All right, those credit card interest rates, ooh, they keep going up and up and up. And it's the same with home equity lines and car loans, all of this stuff costing you more and more right now. But how about a way to lower your overall monthly payments by as much as $800 a month and say goodbye to 23% rates? Yeah, fast, easy home refi from my friends at Loan Pronto. Loan Pronto can help you unlock that home equity, get cash out at a great low rate, and you can pay off all that high interest debt and stop the madness. Loan Pronto can tap your home equity in as fast as 2 weeks and get you a check for 50, 60, 70 grand, even more. Pay off the cards, pay off your car, pay off some other high interest debt. Just have one lower monthly payment altogether. And even if your home mortgage rate goes up a point or so, it is offset by your credit card rate moving down to zero. Most people who do this see monthly savings of $800 to $900. Call Loan Pronto now, unlock your equity, wipe out bad debt. Do it now, and you could even skip your next 2 house payments altogether. 615-499-5780 is the number. LoanPronto.com is the website. 615-499-5780, LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Good evening. I am Joe Hunk. It's 100 days until the kickoff of the NFL season. And how is Deshaun Watson celebrating? By getting another lawsuit added to the current list that he already has. That now makes it 23 women that have come forward with lawsuits against the Cleveland Browns quarterback. This woman said that she decided to break her silence after seeing the Real Sports HBO piece last week. The NFL is currently getting ready for their start of their season, but the SEC is kind of doing the exact same by having their spring meetings and voting on some new rules that could come into effect over the next 365 days, like moving the interconference transfer portal deadline back about 2 months. It's currently scheduled on February 1st. If you enter the transfer portal and go to another SEC team, you have to sit out a year. They are thinking about moving that deadline back to May 1st, which is the same deadline as the rest of the NCAA. Tennessee will be hosting their regional. They take on Alabama State at 5 p.m. on Friday, where Vanderbilt, they're going to be hitting the road, and they are in Corvallis. They will take on 3-seed San Diego at 3 p.m. on ESPNU on Friday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Vols, the flagship station for your Tennessee Titans, and home to 3HL. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Yo, what up, Nashville? 3HL is on the air. 104.5 The Zone, 5 o'clock hour. Brett Doherty, Dawn Davenport, there she is.
Hey! That's Bonk. That's Bonk. Twitch, please. Twitch, please. Twitch, please.
Happy Wednesday, Tuesday. What day is it?
A lot of people thought it was Monday. You just went Wednesday.
I just went Wednesday on you.
It can be. We would be, if
I
it
mean,
was Wednesday, we'd be
technically,
alone.
it's 5 o'clock on a Tuesday. That's Wednesday. That's how we roll,
Yeah,
right?
in a sense, yeah. Without question.
Yeah, you're
We're
almost
rolling
done.
it over.
You're almost done.
Roll it over.
There is a man in the city that is on a mission to lead the men in the 3HL crew to the promised land of a proper Father's Day celebration.
Let's go.
June 19th. His name is Ronald Sylvester Slay.
Join us.
I'm in the building.
Be in the
Best
building.
believe I'm in the building. Better be ready.
You better be ready, too.
I'm in the building. Car ain't got no rules.
Time
for the show.
Let's go, baby. We got us a day. It's 19 days away.
Best believe I'm
And it will not be forgotten, people. Stand on the mountaintops and scream. If you with your wife or your loved ones or whatever it may be, tell them, excuse me, I have something to do. I've been called. And you got 19 days. We may have a full beard. Hair not cut, not groomed. But we got to get this done, people.
Few days without a shower.
Yeah, hey, whatever it takes, yo. Whatever it takes.
You know what you need? You need a podium at the steps of the courthouse.
Yeah, but y'all told me don't go that way. I was trying to
you
get an
wanted
act
talk
of
to-
Congress.
Yeah, well, that's tough. I've been trying for this spring forward and stay there thing forever.
Well, they're trying to get there.
I know. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall back.
You want
I
to
don't
keep
want
going.
it to be dark at 4:30.
Keep pushing ahead, brother.
I'm telling you, that's my stand.
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with it.
All right, so that's
add that in
that's
there.
one thing we've been talking about. Tennessee wins the SEC baseball tournament, taking down Florida in the championship game 8-5. I thought for a long time this season that Tennessee is just the most hated team in maybe college baseball history, and everybody just hates them and all this stuff. But then I kind of think what Peter Burns said is right. Like, you try to hate them, but you can't. Like, if you're around them,
Yeah.
what did he call them? The nicest bunch of assassins he's ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. And you know what's funny? Hold on, real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on, real quick. And Ramon went down to the game in Hoover to catch that game in Kentucky, I believe. And he said something similar. He was like, man, I've been seeing them on TV, and I look at them as brash. They always celebrating. He was like, during the game, though, like them dudes locked in, doing what they do. Like, of course, they celebrating the home runs and stuff. But he was like, man, everybody that talked to him, they were well-mannered and, you know what I mean, like, good guys.
Yeah,
but that you love to hate.
We had the kids with us at the Tennessee Vandy game, and after the game, they were all by their bus and stuff. So the kids met all these guys, and, like, I mean, if you meet those dudes, you come away like rooting for them, even if you don't like. There were Vandy fans over there, and like Drew Gilbert's. Smiling ear to ear. They're not the biggest bunch of dudes either. Like they're all.
That's what I heard.
I don't know.
Babs may disagree. She had a look in her eye.
I was just saying, what were we talking about earlier? The comment
from Gilbert.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying that they're.
He gets on second base. He goes, "Walk me next time."
After clearing the bases, he cleared them.
So what happened was. They intentionally walked the guy in front of him to load the bases. Then he cleared the bases with a double. He gets to second base, looks in the Florida dugout, and says, "Walk me next time."
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder why other teams hate them.
Other teams do hate them. You're right.
In that matchup.
I get it, though. I mean, Slay,
Yeah, I do too.
get it. You're a smack talker. I get it. That's your...
I'm win, lose, or draw.
But I look at that and I'm like, that's why people think that they're not polite and whatever.
They're arrogant.
That's why they're disliked, because they're arrogant.
They are arrogant. Sometimes you say
is the word.
Sometimes you say about people like he's borderline confident, arrogant. Like, they're arrogant. They'll tell you how good they are.
But it's so much fun to see it.
Listen, this is how I looked out. I told y'all, man, I just got into this thing. So from the outside looking in, that's how I felt about Vanderbilt. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
I felt like they were arrogant. I felt like they carried themselves like
their baseball program?
Yeah, like we the big dog, man. What's up, little pup? Pat you on the hey, buddy. You
really?
Know what I mean? Hey, that's how I looked at it.
That's interesting because I guess just watching games, I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, I always thought Vanderbilt had a quiet confidence
about Tennessee.
I didn't. You know what I mean? I'm serious. Like straight up, like I ain't being biased to anything. Like, I joke a lot.
But it's because they win.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I felt like they walked around like.
I think it's very similar to like Alabama LSU 2 or 3 years ago. Alabama's the Vanderbilt in this, where they're quiet, they do their thing, but everybody hates them. And then LSU's the fun. Hey, Joe Burrow's the quarterback. We're having fun on the field and winning. And they're like,
smoking cigars in the locker room.
It's kind of similar to that.
And my thing is, hey, I looked at him like, man, them boys cold. You know what I mean? But I looked at it like, man, they got a different air about themselves. You know what I mean? When I'm speaking of Vanderbilt, and hey, maybe I don't know no better, but I'm just saying, them boys look cold, play cold, work cold. And if you want to be arrogant with it, if you want to be confident with it, hey, man, till somebody knock you off, roll with it, dog.
If somebody knocks them off, they're still going to roll with it. That's what the vibe of this team is.
It's part of it, man.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. I like it.
It's going to be fun. College baseball postseason about to begin. NBA Finals, Golden State, Boston. Celtics looking for their 18th NBA title. They've only lost 4 times in the NBA Finals. Last win was in 2008. Golden State has 6 titles, 5 losses. Warriors have been to 6 out of the last 8, and they're looking to win their 4th NBA championship in the last 8 seasons. Golden State is a minus 155 favorite. It opened at 160. Most likely scenarios, game 6 scenarios. Steph Curry, Jason Tatum are the favorites to win the NBA Finals MVP. Good series, you think?
I think this is going to be a really good series. I think it's well matched up. I'm going, do I need to make my pick? Or wait till Thursday to make my pick?
I think you can wait.
Okay, cool. But that's a really good matchup.
I mean, you never know. There could be...
Yeah, something like, yeah.
We keep having players miss.
Yeah.
Another gruesome injury or something.
Yeah, or somebody could come back from injury. So,
or somebody you wonder how hurt they are still misses. Hey. And you're like, wait, this is the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm. I'm pick my series.
Weird things happening in the playoffs. When we come back, we'll go into the SEC spring meetings. Lane Kiffin at the podium right now, meeting with the media. Nick Saban addressed the little Jimbo and Nick's situation earlier as he was asked questions about that. We've got that audio for you. Stay tuned. 3HL 104.5 The Zone.
How many days did it take you to get Mr. Jones into his house?
19 days.
That's fast, but that's not fast enough. Keith, come on over here. Cindy needs to buy a new house. How many days can you close it?
14.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Get pre-approved for your next home loan today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Gupton, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. That's where you need to go to get that next new vehicle. 30 minutes from downtown Nashville and beautiful Springfield, Tennessee. 3450 Tom Austin Highway is the address. Go ask your questions. They'll have the answers for you. You take your test drive. You'll go inside. They will help make the numbers work. It'll be that easy. There will be no pressure at all because they've got one goal for you, and that is for you to get in the vehicle that's right for you. And that's what's going to happen. You can check them out online. GuptonMotors.com is the website. The entire inventory is there. All of the dealership information is there as well. That's GuptonMotors.com. I've bought multiple vehicles from these guys. They're awesome people. Recently purchased a Jeep, waiting on that to be delivered. Can't wait for that to happen with the top down, the doors off, all of those things ready to roll. And you can get that done. They have tons of Jeeps on the lot. And the beautiful thing about Jeep is that they really hold their value. If you need a Ram truck, they've got you covered there. Sprinter van, Charger, all kinds of options for you. And you can get it done new or pre-owned at Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Again, 3450 Tom Austin Highway. That's Gupton Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
Let me get.
Welcome back, 3HL on 104.5 The Zone. Dawn Davenport, Brent Doherty, Ron Slay in the house. We had Peter Burns on earlier. He's right. Why the hell are we not in Destin, Florida right now? That's where we should be.
We should be. Yeah.
Covering. There he is. This major event that's going on down there.
Yeah. A lot of great energy down there.
A lot of good access, though. I will say that.
That's what I want.
There's not a ton of people there. SEC Media Days, we go every year. There's a lot of people there. It's not overwhelming, but there's a good portion of media there, and they have their coaches and players. Everybody's like super tightly scheduled out, so you have to know people in order to get anybody on your radio show, right? So it's a little different, but like SEC spring meetings, for the most part, it's usually super laid back, and there's not a ton of people there. You get a lot of access. You can talk to all the coaches, and you've got basketball and football and SEC people, and
And they talk about the most important NCAA things that are happening because they're at the forefront, and Greg Sankey is at the forefront.
Always.
And so
has been.
That's why it's interesting information. Now, Lane Kiffin addressing the media believes the February 1st transfer portal deadline for SEC to SEC transfers will not change to May 1st. There was some discussion about changing the deadline for transferring within the conference from February 1st to May 1st, but he said, quote, I would guess that's going to stay where it is.
In other words, we just discussed it in the meeting that we were sitting in, and most likely it's not going to change.
SEC coaches were shown 2 scheduling models today, an 8-game and a 9-game model per Lane Kiffin. He didn't get more specific, but presumably that's 8 games with 1 permanent opponent. That's what's being discussed, and 9 games with 3 permanent opponents. So
I don't like that.
9 games it's a bloodbath going through that conference anyway for a lot of schools.
Yeah.
Is that why you don't like it?
No,
what do you like?
I like the regulars. I need Alabama. I need Georgia. I need Florida.
So you could do the 9-game model and still keep all that intact. The problem is, and everybody's looking for fair. Mm-hmm. Whereas Vanderbilt plays Ole Miss every year, and Tennessee plays Alabama, for example.
Yeah, we run through the gauntlet every year. Georgia, Alabama, Florida, every year. Rain, hail, sleet, or snow. They own it. So, and I want to keep Vanderbilt. I want to keep that rival. I want to keep Kentucky on there. Suck it.
Yeah, because you want to stand on people's heads.
That's right. Choke you out. That's what I like. Yeah. Bring it.
Obviously, so I thought it was funny. Peter Burns, the
May
SEC.
31st, and Slay's already hyped about it.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Tennessee did just beat Kentucky in baseball
That's
just a couple of
true.
days ago. So,
is he allowed to call them Kentucky? Slay?
Who?
Huh?
I don't know. I don't even think I think he should worry about Alabama. I think that's a rival.
I was literally quoting you. That was the reason.
Oh, wow. He said it.
I know,
wasn't paying attention.
if I would have said Kentucky, he would have said.
I apologize. He called me.
Thank you. Because if he would have said.
No, I just thought you just called him Kentucky.
No, because if I would have said Kentucky, say, wait, Kentucky.
Yeah, I would have a little follow.
So that's why I just went ahead and said it.
Little ad lib. That's all.
All right. That's fine then. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So Peter Burns talking about how Jimbo Fisher is walking around just having a great time.
Having a ball.
Down there. With his chest puffed out and everything. He's a blowfish.
He's supposed to, though. It's listen, man, this is what I want, and this is what I envision. Jimbo walking into the cafeteria, and, it's the first day of school, and everybody like, hey, man, that's still, man. Did you see him? He the one said something to the bully, like, man, dude, look at him. He got his new shoes on, like his chest poked out. That's what I want. And, Jimbo can hear everything. And he's just walking, he's going on to the front of the line, go get his food. Like, he don't hear nothing going on. But in the inside, it's a big old smile, man. He loving it. He loving it, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, kudos to him, man. We need it in the SEC. We need it in college sports, man. Texas, hurry up and get over here so we can horns down y'all.
Oh, that is going to be fun.
Yeah, we want plenty of y'all.
So I was curious as to how Nick Saban was going to handle all of this because he immediately, after he made those comments to a bunch of business owners in Birmingham, immediately the next day he went on, what's his name, Bobby Carpenter's show and said, and Jacob Hester, right? Wasn't it Hester show too? And basically was like, I shouldn't have called anybody out specifically, but what I was saying, he kind of walked it back a little bit there. So I was wondering how he would react now here at SEC Media Days. And who's going to get the first question? TexAgs.com.
Only right.
You knew it.
I didn't really say that anybody did anything wrong.
You said they bought their recruiting class.
I didn't say anybody did anything wrong. Okay, and I've said everything I'm going to say about this, but I think that I guess the point, and I should have never mentioned any individual institutions. I said that before.
You're right.
But some kind of uniform name, image, and likeness, standard that supports some kind of equitable national competition, I think is really, really important in college athletics, in college football. And we've always had that, whether it's equal scholarships, equal Alston money, whatever it might be. And so that's kind of point
bags
one.
Under the table.
Point two is we need some kind of transparency in name, image, and likeness deals, to verify that, players are doing what they need to do to have the opportunity to, make money in name, image, and likeness. And believe me, I'm all for players making as much as they can make. Okay? But I also think that, we've got to have some uniform, transparent way to do that. Our players did extremely well last year in name, image, and likeness because they got agents, they had representation.
He's got to throw that in.
They had people who wanted them to actually endorse something for them, and they did very, very well. And it's public record, and you can see how well they did. And I think that also student athletes need some protection from, unfair name, image, and likeness representation or deals. You could have a player, and we've had this happen to us in the past, that thinks he's signing one thing and he signs something else and gives up his freedom of choice in the future as to who represents him. We have no oversight, right now for players, when it comes to this.
What are we at the 4-minute mark now?
I also think that, boosters, should continue to be precluded from recruiting, including use of, name, image, and likeness offers, prior to, enrollment. So, that's basically,
those foundations
what I
kind
have
of
to
that
say
have been created,
about,
right?
some of the things that I think we need to do from a college football perspective. This is not about Alabama. This is not about what's best for us. I just hope that we can sort of put some guardrails, on all this. I've read something in the Wall Street Journal that said, what we've done in college football, and I'm paraphrasing here, is put a canoe on top of our SUV to go to the lake, didn't tie it down, took off, and just hoped for the best. And I think that's, kind of where we are right now. And I think it's a great thing for players, to have the opportunity. They've always been able to work. I've always said I've encouraged, this whole name, image, and likeness thing for, players to be able to earn money. So it's just something that I think we need to make sure that we have a uniform way to have equitable competition. It's transparent. We protect the student athlete. And, boosters have never been involved in recruiting, and hopefully, we'll not allow that to happen.
Never.
Relative to
They've never been involved in recruiting.
Did he just say boosters have never been
They've
involved?
never been involved in
Never.
recruiting.
What he could have said was coaches have not had complete control over whether or not boosters have been involved in recruiting.
Talk to him, Babs.
Yeah,
Because-
let's talk about the Albert Mean situation.
That is
You
true.
want to get involved with some booster discussions about that kid?
Yeah.
And see, this.
Well, there's like past
When he was a kid.
examples from Alabama
Yeah.
where boosters have been involved.
We know too much about all that stuff. That is a ridiculous thing to say. So what Saban is doing is like, hey, look over here. This is what's going on over here. Because he could say, I shouldn't have mentioned schools by name. I didn't mean to do that or whatever. No, everything Nick Saban does is for a reason. Every single thing, everything that is said, everything that is done. He did not make a mistake. My opinion.
That 4-minute diatribe right there, Slay. You should have said, hold on, let me get the manual out because this is perfect chapter 2, section 6 of how to divert the entire press conference into what you want to talk about instead of what you are being asked.
And see, this is the problem. And this ain't just for Saban. This is for all the coaches. Man, if we gonna talk real at the table about real stuff that's happening, take all the BS out of it, man. Come on, like let's be real, man. The players able to work. Like, stop that, man. Stop that. Stop saying that. No, you're not. No, you're not. We ain't nobody going out there to do no minimum wage job to come back and then go to practice and tutoring and then sleep and then lunch and then physicals and then therapy and then stop with that. That's
like
bogus.
I worked in the summer.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Prior to camp starting. So it was basically until July. So I had like spring, the very end of spring to July. That was the only time I could feasibly hold down a job to make money.
Right. And
that was it. And I still went to classes and still worked out.
You still
but
had
that
to.
was the only time.
Because for us, you couldn't
and
miss.
Football's different.
Yeah, man. What?
And basketball's
too.
longer.
So like if that was the case, I'm still not going to work because while I'm working, I got to be in there taking them summer class sessions too because I'm not missing that meal plan check. I'm not missing the off-campus check. I'm still trying to get all that, and I'm trying to get my work in. Stop that, man. And for these boosters not to be involved, come on, man. Come on, Nick. Come on, man. Like, stop, man. Like, please, all coaches, stop. Man, the money been going through. The money been, like, anybody out there wondering, I'm saying it. I'm on record. The money been going through. I never got a dime. And I'm hot. I'm hot headed one now. You know what I mean? Like, listen to all these stories. Man, dude. Man, it's been happening. And all he is doing, we said at the end of his first interview, doing that when Nate Oates was sitting beside him, he was directing that to his alums, to his boosters. What do you mean they don't need to be involved? What happens, your control is slipping away and you're allowing someone else, because this has been put on the table, to draw up directions of how you need to do it. And you can't do that with all these eyes on you and still manipulate the system. Because now, the big eye, everybody's watching. You don't get to go behind the closed doors and make the deals or anything because now it's all legal. And like you said, people can go out there and watch this public information, what our players got done. Well, it's somebody else that's got a bigger pool than you. You just ain't the only one with a lake no more, buddy. They like to go to the other lakes. It is what it is. Come on, man. And I would rather you just say that and be like, hey, man, I don't like where it's going, and stand on that mountain. Don't do that backtracking stuff, man. Players can get ain't no players gonna get to go work.
It's almost like, you know how, type A guy thinks he can tell you anything and you'll believe it?
Yeah.
That's where I think he is with some of this.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm gonna just keep talking until they can't understand anything else I'm saying. I'm just keep going in circles.
But we still do have to point out, though, he is right.
Without question.
On a lot of what he said. I mean, many coaches have
true.
pointed it out, and
It's
we
just
agree with it. This is not sustainable
No, it's not.
for college football. In what is in place now in the wild, wild west, this is not sustainable.
Yep.
He said it. Kirby Smart
No,
said
you
it.
need rules
Jimbo
and structure.
said it, for goodness sake.
You need
know?
rules and structure.
I mean, just
Like
like
with
all of
anything.
us, we all need rules and structure
Yep.
and love, right?
Yep.
And so he's not wrong in what he's saying. It's the way I feel like he's kind of going about it.
Yeah, I agree.
That is
I agree.
more of the issue.
There's got to be guardrails, but you need to also make sure from this point on, since you want to come up with rules and guardrails and everything, and the canoe slipping off the top of the truck and it just wishing
That's a terrible comparison.
I wanted to be in the canoe. I thought the canoe might have been fun coming off the top of the truck.
Just bouncing on into the lake.
I want to glide on into it.
It's coming off the top of the truck in 2 seconds.
Like, what are you talking about? So if that's the case, make sure you got players in these rooms where these guidelines are being done. Make sure that's because I don't need you no longer making sure that all the coaches and the ADs and people like that are making sure this is enough for them. No, scratch that. It ain't enough no more. Put the players in there as well. So you get a representation of your school, since it's a business and they keep saying that, like the NFLPA do, like the NBAPA do, like all of these associations, you get a representation. They go there, they come back, they talk about what was said in the meeting. Do you agree with it? No? Well, let's go back to the table again. Since it's business, let's run it that way. And we ain't putting no cap on it. Now.
Or a roof.
Right.
There's literally the car has no roof. There ain't no roof or canoe.
No, man.
NIL.
See, that's the thing, man. You gotta quit separating this, man. Let's put it all under one table, and ain't no more. You get to choose. You had your time. That wall broke down. Now you think we're finna build another wall back? No, just because the wall got a ladder on it. No, we don't want to climb the wall no more. The wall stays down. Now what?
615-737-1045. Alex, next up on 3HL. Alex, what's up?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Hey, good.
Have you ever heard of the name Geppetto?
Yes, of course.
Pinocchio?
Geppetto is the puppet master.
Mm-hmm.
And Geppetto, and Brett, you said it, he doesn't do anything without a plan. If you watched Red October, the Russians never go to the bathroom without a plan. Nick Saban never does anything without a plan, and he knows exactly what's going to happen. He knew that Jimbo was going to flip out, and he knew that Jimbo wouldn't accept his apology. This guy is 3 steps. He is a chess master. He's 3 steps past Jimbo as far as knowing what is going on, and they're right. The transfer portal, you get one chance to transfer out, and then you're there at that school. But as far as the money goes, it's going to ruin college football as we know it. But Nick Saban, he knew exactly what he was starting when he did that little. It was supposed to be in front of boosters in Birmingham.
Right.
He knew exactly what was going on.
Because he knew at that point everybody would ask him about it. Everybody would ask Jimbo about it. Everybody would ask every coach what they thought about it, and so it would get discussed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, though, that he really expected...
Thank you, Alex.
Yes, thanks, Alex. Good call. Do you think he really expected, though, for Jimbo to kind of turn dirty on him? I mean... I say that, but for Jimbo, Jimbo was like, oh, let me tell you about cheating, basically, because that's what Nick Saban has always, he didn't say that word for word, but he basically said that.
Yeah, it was all, it seemed.
Like there's a whole lot in the background. I'm not sure that Nick Saban expected him to do that.
I felt like he forgot to call first and let him know, hey, you know what I'm saying this, don't you?
Right.
Well, the biggest thing is that,
or he forgot the kind of temper that Jimbo has from when he was on his coaching staff with him.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, ultimately, the players will get paid and they get what they want from that end. I think Nick Saban is frustrated about a few different things. One, that there are different rules for different states. So, as a control freak kind of guy, he can't control that. Number 2, I think that he's upset that because there are no rules, guidelines, or anything, coaches are using these NIL deals with collectives and things like that as enticements for kids to go to that school. So they're using it in recruiting, which we all knew would happen. And so, players have the power now in that they can be paid and they can use the portal if they aren't getting what they feel they deserve or whatever. So even if they can't unionize, as Northwestern players tried to do several years ago, they do have some power with regard to the portal and being able to do what they want. And more importantly, put pressure on schools from an NIL level, and it'll get more and more intense as we go along.
And I agree with all of that.
So they do have leverage because of the portal.
What Alex was saying was right. That transfer portal is something else, but I also don't believe you go to the transfer portal and then once you transfer, you got to stay. Now, you ain't got to stay at no school, but if you transfer again, the regular rule is in place where you got to sit out a year and you lose that year. So you definitely, because if a kid is doing wrong, but being done wrong, you got the right to get out of there, man. That ain't right. You know what I'm saying?
By the way, if you're in the chat, you can watch the TV, Zone TV, Twitter, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch. If your name is Cousin Brian, get the hell out of there. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. If I could tell the younger version of myself just one thing, a little less partying and close loans faster. The 21-day closing guarantee, only available at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Listen to you, Hunk, just playing curse words.
I like the song.
Rich?
Yeah,
I will say
notes.
this. We play at the 11U baseball tournaments. We have a boom box. I call everybody Radio Raheem, whoever carries the thing, and it's awesome. And so anyway, they play all these edited versions of rap songs and all this stuff. So my guy Chris Blaylock had control of the thing. He plays a Blake Shelton song, and he just S-bombs all the way through the whole park.
Good Lord.
I guess sometimes it just doesn't matter the kids. Whatever, gotta feel it.
Well, you
the
would
kids
think that
don't
a
miss
Blake
a
Shelton
beat.
song wouldn't have it in there, and then boom, there it is.
Just sitting there waiting on you.
Oh, man. So appreciate Cousin Brian for clearing things up in the chat. He was talking about Nick Saban, not Ron Slow.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Never mind, we love you.
I was wondering.
Oh, man. 615-737-1045. Mary says she has a funny story. Mary, what's up? How are you? Mary.
There's something about Mary.
Hey,
Oh,
Mary. Mary's down.
I'm off topic from today's discussion.
Oh,
but
you're
last
fine.
week,
You know us.
You were talking about going to different stadiums, of college stadiums, and my story is from the late 70s when Prince Charles came to a University of Georgia football game.
I didn't know that.
And-
I didn't know that either. That's unbelievable.
And during halftime, you know the bridge that goes across their stadium?
Yes.
Yeah.
Behind the end zone with the scoreboard. Yeah.
Yes. Well, when he was out on the field, people dropped a big sheet over the stadium that says Prince Charles does it dog style.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Keeping it classy.
I bet the Royals really appreciated that. That was probably the last SEC game anybody went to.
Oh, that is great. That is
So
great.
We were laughing last week. I said, "Oh, I've got one."
Thank you for sharing that,
Thanks,
Mary.
Mary.
We need all of them.
Yeah,
Need all
because we
them.
were talking about what stadiums like
We
we
wanna go
have
to.
to visit and how the fans are.
The
and all of
3HL
that.
tailgate party.
Yes,
Yes.
which we need a sponsor for, so we
Yes,
can
we do,
rock that
people.
this week.
Come on,
this-
y'all. Y'all
this
don't want us to have
football
no roof.
season.
3HL tailgate.
Ain't got no roof.
Yo, we going there. Well,
I got a buddy that had a
Oh, you sent
T-shirt
us.
from a long time ago when USC played South Carolina, and the South Carolina game shirt was something. I can't even say. One school is the Gamecocks, one school is the Trojans. I mean,
Oh.
anyway, they get creative with these game
yes,
shirts
they,
around the SEC.
Yes, they
man.
do.
Well, especially with the Gamecocks, there's a lot
Yeah.
of creativity. I mean, our volleyball team had a little creative, locker room decoration back in the day
I had a T-shirt.
when we played South Carolina.
Tennessee and Auburn tied 26-26. It was the most intense game I may have ever seen on television, where you could just feel the intensity on television. Anyway, they tied and all that. Well, so then when Auburn came back to Knoxville when I was there, I think the shirt was like, it was a picture of a kid with a Tennessee shirt on taking a leak on the state of Alabama. And it said, one more tie, we'll pee on Pat Dye or something like that.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, it rhymes. Well
Yeah.
done.
Except they didn't use the word pee. They used a different one. You know.
Oh.
What does a snake do? Yeah.
It rhymes.
But pee and die rhymes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Well, it didn't say that.
Yeah.
That might have been better than the creative geniuses that came up with this shirt.
I seriously thought they were going with a kissing your sister reference.
we gotta
or
work
something
it
like
out.
that. Something you're known for in Alabama, kissing your sister. Like I thought that,
Well,
that would be the direction.
Johnny Major's quote.
Was that always known for that, though? I feel like that was like a newer, like,
I think
stereotype.
I think it was after Tennessee tied UCLA in what year was that? 1987, maybe. And Johnny Major said something then that would never go now. I mean, never. My man would be canceled. Should I say it? I mean, it's his quote.
After you just belted up and saying you can never say it ever here now.
Beat the.
I don't know.
Actually, it's not that bad because
I'm nervous about telling you
I
yes.
think I know, but now I'm. You got me thinking.
No, he wouldn't be canceled, actually, because it's more of a familial thing as opposed to a gender thing. But anyway, he
Okay,
said.
say it then.
He said kissing a tie is. He said they say kissing. He said they say a tie is like kissing your sister, but that's better than kissing your brother. So that's more
he
of a,
probably would get in trouble for saying that.
You think so? I mean, it's inside the family, though, so that's...
Yeah.
They want to talk.
But you can offend that guy.
They want to talk to him about it.
A tie's better than a loss.
Somewhere.
Right. Was that said at the booster meeting, speaking to those,
Hey,
boosters,
Johnny
business
Major
guys
said
in
a-
Birmingham?
Yeah, Johnny Major said a lot of things back in the day. That guy. Ooh.
You could definitely say a lot more back then. That's for sure.
Johnny.
573-71045. John in the borough next up. John, what's up?
John.
What's up, guys? So, as Slay said earlier, I completely agree that there should be guardrails, but I think that guardrail should simply be this. There should be a clearinghouse that goes through every single contract that every single player signs and basically just make sure that the player doesn't hurt themselves in signing that contract. That being said, here's your parallel for why all these players should be able to make as much money as they can. Look at players in Europe that play soccer. Look at Kylian Mbappe. All right, he's 23 years old. He's been playing as a professional soccer player since he was 16, so 7 years. And he just signed a contract that pays him at minimum salary $1 million a week. On top of everything else that he gets for meeting certain criteria and everything. Guys, I'll never understand why people think that players shouldn't be able to make money, why coaches think players shouldn't be able to make money, why we sit here and try to have all these rules. The only rules that we should have are ones that simply protect the athletes from themselves in the realms of signing a contract, like you said, Brent, where a player signed his rights away and didn't really know what he was signing. That's something that shouldn't happen. But the rest of this stuff, if there's a car dealership that wants to pay Tennessee's quarterback $20 million per season, I'm all for it. Go for it. Get as much money as you can.
Yep. Here's the thing. The reason why coaches can't publicly be against
NBA money.
I'm done after the college.
Coaches can't publicly be against players getting paid. They can't. Yeah. But the reason why they might be against it is because they're control freaks and they want to be able to control everything. And now players have leverage.
Yep.
SEC Commissioner, by the way, Greg Sankey, insinuating that the conference is likely, as we talked about for the last couple of weeks, to land on a single division model.
I like it. That's over that.
You can schedule whatever. You can schedule whatever you want to make it.
Yeah.
What's coming up on the after party today, Joe?
After party, we're going to hear from Peter Burns, Allan Bell, and Slay stands on the table for men's rights in 19 days.
Every man everywhere needs to bow down to Ron Slay.
Lord have mercy.
And listen.
Are you kidding me?
Give thee the day.
Back at it tomorrow.
Bonk.
Later.